Right, we're on.
We're on.
We'll stop talking about sucking dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's pretty.
Thanks, Saul.
Already have to fucking edit this. Welcome to the Low Origin Podcast 37. 37 dicks.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
And we're joined today by... We're going to start with your name, right?
Are we? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people know me, probably.
Well, everyone knows you, Carl.
Apparently.
You're so well known.
We don't need to introduce him.
Carl. Now, I'm going to say Karl Farrar, and then he's going to correct me.
And say FRAAAAAAAAH.
Farrar.
Say Farrar. Because a lot of people say Farrar.
And it's just because that's the pants AH that people know, but
Farrar.
he does have an R at the end, so that would be why, wouldn't it?
Farrar.
And you speak in such a way that it should roll off your dulcet tones better anyway.
Ferrari Rocher.
They used to say that on the BDC commentating, do you remember?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
They'd say Karl Farrar.
Yeah.
They did say. Do you remember the BDC? Do you remember the BDC?
Of course I remember the BDC.
Those are great times, weren't they, Carl?
Yes. You're wrong. Because the problem is, if you've got... Hang on. Now, come on, you've asked a question. I know this is your jam, but I'm only here temporarily. I have to froze my taters off for 3 hours waiting for you to...
Hey, we had Chinese. We did some food on... food? We did some work on the car.
I didn't. I just stayed inside.
You did.
But yeah. No, I mean, the problem you've got is it's a very simple thing. BDC. Well, British Drift Championship. We like drifting. It's the British Drift Championship. The fact that we're now in a country that doesn't have an official... UK British Drift Championship
What's
is a
Drift
problem.
GB? What's Drift? Wait.
That's Great Britain.
It's great if you don't know the name. Do you mean Drift League?
Drift League.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'll be honest,
this is
Carl.
we need to go through all that.
Well, just hang fire. So Carl, for people who don't know Carl, is a person who is, to my knowledge, has been into competitive drifting for a very, very, very long time. I'm going to say very long time, but probably the better part of... It's over 15 years now, isn't it? It's probably going on for 20 years. A while.
Jesus, Carl.
No, it's not that long.
Is it 2008? It's 2008, isn't it?
I
2009.
bought the Laurel 2009. I probably started BDC.
Oh, we're not
maybe
20
10.
years.
No.
No.
And then European Drift Championship 2 years, and then back to BDC. So yeah, 09, but probably 10. So 14 years.
14 years, Carl. Man and boy. Old man and boy. So I can dish this out now. I'm no
You're
longer
like
the
50.
oldest. I'm no longer the oldest person.
You're not
on
even
the,
old.
On the Low Origin trip. Anyway. You've been doing it a while.
Yes.
But more specifically, whereas we Low Origin people, we've been doing mainly just fucking
Nothing.
about, maybe not comps,
Yeah,
maybe just
nothing,
having
yeah.
fun with our mates.
Well, yeah.
And I would say, when it's pounds per fun, we get more for our money.
Absolutely. Me and you did the taxis at Alton.
Yeah.
And it was, and now I know how near it was, I'm more offended. But, we did that all day. We didn't use a set of tyres. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I just wore a clutch out. It was.
How did you wear a clutch out?
Do you remember when it went
In the
dry?
wet?
It was swimming.
Yeah, do you remember when it went dry and then everybody
No.
went, oh, it's fast?
No, when it went
No.
dry, I stopped.
Somebody spilt a load of oil. Who was that?
It was definitely you.
No, it was. It was Brad. Awkward.
Safety Brad.
No, we won't.
Safety
we can't
Brad.
use any additional
Dumping
words out
oil.
for copyright
Safety
and
Brad.
Suing purposes.
Not Smiley Brad.
Not Smiley
No,
Brad.
no.
Safety
Brad. It's referred to as Safety Brad now.
So yeah, no, I mean, but what you're bearing in mind as well is yes, I've competitively drifted,
Yeah,
and I can say that because I won the championship in 2021.
you did.
So that's fine. But more importantly, I've done taxis and demos and everything else
Yep.
consistently as well.
Yep.
So I can directly compare the two.
Here's the thing, right? For me, demos and doing things like that, you're demoing as a competitive drift driver. People want to get in your car, Carl's car, because it is a competitive.
I don't
No,
know.
no, the
Now,
Laurel is not.
Now,
all right.
now it's that, but it's always been Team Taxi for Carl. From
yeah.
Buxton days, from
Yeah.
Chaser times.
Yeah,
It's
but-
always been Team
But then
Taxi.
it's never been Carl just going in a car as Carl, not wearing a race suit, just
Oh, it 100% is.
out with his friends.
Don't wear
having
race
fun.
suit doing taxis. No, I mean, and it
You
was
always wear a race suit. It's basically drawn onto your skin.
More reindeer one.
Oh, it's there. Yes.
But you know, it's. I agree 100%. And bear in mind that we've known each other that long. We did Buxton when it was cool, if cool is a thing. And
Cheap is what.
Well, there was cool
no,
cars.
No,
at
we were
least.
cool cars. I mean,
Oh,
I drove
yeah,
my
yeah,
Laurel there with an SR in it
Drove your Laurel
and drove
there.
it home, and there was no
Jesus Christ.
drama.
Yeah, that's true.
It was mainly because it was a Japanese SR, and they seem to work better than UK SRs. I don't really know why. I've never blown a Japanese SR.
They never get touched.
They never
just
get
get
touched.
left alone.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
From factory, just don't touch them.
So-
Leave it alone.
no. You're 100% right. And the things I like about drifting, and the things that I don't do anymore, and the fact that drifting now feels like a job, which is why I'm not doing it as much, is the things that you just said. The problem is that you're not doing that either. You're just
Nope.
taking pictures and
Yep.
stuff like that. So you're not actually drifting. So that's
Nope.
loads cheaper if you're not doing any drifting at all.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that is cheaper. But if you roll your car out, it costs.
I'm saying like pounds per fun. Pounds per fun.
No,
Well, that's all we were talking about this before, and that's kind of very much in the down to the person and down to the experience. It's down to
yeah, but
what you deem to be fun. We've always said for a long, long time that we will continue to do this until it is no longer fun.
Awkward for me.
yeah. Well, you're gonna just keep doing it even though it isn't fun.
I think that feels like it, yeah.
Was
I
that
mean,
a while ago?
I mean, this is going to be like
not been fun
we're just
since
we're not-
2010.
Yeah, we're not going to have enough time. But
Putting a
it's-
2000 at the beginning's a bit. It means 19.
It's crazy now because you go and do demo at Castle Combe, you can't get near anyone because you're doing 1,000,000 mile an hour. But the main problem is that if you wanted to compete back in many years ago, we were all on road tyres. The cars weren't that fast. You could keep
Yeah.
up with people. Now it's drag racing or checkbook racing or whatever you want to call it.
Checkbook racing. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, and
That's the one
nobody-
that- that's the one
no,
that doesn't
you
interest
need
me
to
the most.
explain
Said
now
by,
what
like, the
checks are,
richest.
because everybody's like nobody knows what check is. That's
Bank-
like a piece
backs.
of paper.
Backs.
Yeah.
Venmo.
Yeah, pay-
Wait, not Venmo.
Cash App.
Cash App. Hey, cash up me them fucking tires, dickhead. That is
So-
where we're at, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could and we should start somewhere and go through to the point of what I'm going to say now, but it can't be fun because, the best days I've had at Three Sisters, we used to do demos for, I don't know, Too Rude to Cruise or whatever the people are.
Too
that do-
Rude to
whatever it
Cruise.
was. Because, well, I don't know. There was just things, and they'd say to us, can you come and do 10 minutes an hour, which we know would be a set of tyres. I'd
Yeah.
take the Laurel. We'd drift with a load of people. We'd be door to door all day, cool cars, maybe 10 cars. And that was the best times. Taxi's the best time because you take somebody out who's never been drifting. And if we're honest with ourselves, we enjoy drifting for getting tossed off on the interwebs. We're getting tossed off in person is even better.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're doing some real good taxi
yeah,
laps
well,
there.
you do. Yeah, that's the thing.
Jesus Christ.
It's like back in Poland.
Jesus Christ. So
I don't know about that.
you can't.
So,
The thing is, yes. And it's like, the best days are. I don't want to say the best days are behind us. It's terrible. There are people enjoying themselves in drifting. There always will be. Australia is managing to do this consistently all the fucking time. I just saw S Chassis I can't say S Chassis. What's it actually called? It was S Chassis.
Fest.
It wasn't called S Chassis.
Yes, it
Fest.
was.
Was it?
Yes.
All right, S Chassis Fest.
They own the. It is S Chassis.
I know, but they don't. I thought the whole thing was.
Group is S Chassis, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
their fest.
But was it called S Chassis
Yes.
Fest?
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, Ty wasn't the only organizer in that, but the S Chassis
So
Fest
it's
was,
the S Chassis.
from what I saw,
team,
was
yeah.
a bunch of dudes having the best time. And when me and Jono went in last
for
year
the roast.
for the roast at Gravy Garage, at the Gravy Weekend, sorry, that was. I just look at that and go. They can literally click their fingers and have 100 dudes
But
turn
is
up
that
in
not-
cool cars having a wicked time.
yeah, but is that not
having a-
attitude, weather, and culture as opposed to rain, misery of England, life, money crisis,
Hey, look,
everything else?
Maybe, yeah. Look, I think the weather's probably. I did notice, like as soon as it rained,
Everyone was
everyone left.
miserable.
Like people had paid for a weekend, and people didn't just like in the
Stop
UK.
and go in the pits for
in
a
the,
bit.
in the UK, we just be like, right, let's put 10 psi in our tires and see if we can like gently float around the track like a bunch of dickheads. They were just like,
Bye.
I'm loading my car and going. And I was just like, really? What the fuck? Like, you guys done? It's like, yeah, fuck it, can't be bothered. Like they paid for a weekend,
Yeah,
and
but
everyone left on the second day. I
That's
was like,
the thing.
"Wow."
You wake up in the morning, it's sunny, you feel all right. You wake up and
Yeah.
it's miserable in
Yeah.
England. Like
This is the thing.
You're like, well, I don't want to do anything.
I mean, and granted, it was their winter when we went. We went in June?
middle of June, June,
and
It's middle
was,
of winter.
It was our summer, but their winter. And yeah, it rained on the second day, and everyone just left. And I thought, wow, if that's how we played this in the UK.
Never drift ever.
None of us would have
Yeah.
ever gone drift. Most of us learned to drift in the rain.
Flashbacks to Rockingham when
Absolutely.
it was 12 inches deep in snow. And they went, "We've cleared the track. You've
No,
got
you
to
haven't.
get here."
Or Buxton when it was so foggy that they would go, just go out.
Yeah,
Just
you'll
go
be
out.
fine.
You couldn't see.
Oh,
the-
it was real sketch.
Yeah, really. Yeah. There's sketchy, dangerous. Like drifting's dangerous, and then it's like
How can we make it more dangerous?
yeah, there's like
Now
snow
we can't see.
and fog.
Now
You
we
can't
can't
see
see.
anyone, and you are going to crash. Oh, by the way, there's a 6 foot thick concrete wall around the entire track that's only about 10 foot wide.
It used to be when we started with John. It was like £10 to drift, I think. And
was.
It
It
was
was a
literally,
tenner.
10 cars enter, 5 cars leave job, and that was that. And it was all. I mean, the money was dead cheap to rent for us. And I used to go and sometimes a bit later on when we'd been going a bit of time, I would go and do Brands Hatch, Snetterton, wherever it was for EDC in the
Yeah.
Chaser, and then I'd turn up there Sunday morning and do the group on passenger rides.
Oh yeah, do you remember the group on passenger rides?
So I would turn up in the Chaser
Yeah.
on 285 Pirellis, P0s, and run like 50 fast laps to get rid of 25 passengers in a breath and just do that.
Yeah.
And I did that team taxi, hence the thing. But, it was, I don't know, it never worried me. And BDC, saying it again, they
BDC.
did Buxton there, and I was like, yeah, that's fine, I've done a million laps, so it's not even a thing. And
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh my God, it's awful, and everyone wrote the cars off and was crying, and I'm thinking, well, just don't crash, it's not that hard.
Don't crash. That's easier said than done at Buxton. Let's be honest. There's a lot of
don't
people
know.
whose drifting lives have been ended real fast at Buxton.
Good, probably best way then.
Jesus Christ! Look, the main thing here is that like you have a very different experience to us from drifting for the past
I've
10
driven
years.
cars, yeah, I
Or
suppose.
yes, yeah. You've driven a hell of a lot more. I mean, we've stuck to. I've only ever. Oh no, I had the
No, you got the
R32
and you
the
got the 300.
And the MX-5, I daily the MX-5 for a few years as well. So I suppose, but it's not the same. Like you've
I've
got
driven-
a plethora of
Yeah, absolutely.
and like with that, I mean your vehicle of choice. Like if you're given the opportunity to, let's say it's Sunday tomorrow. Let's say, Carl, do you want to drift at where the fuck is it? Around the corner from here,
Alton.
Alton. Do you want to drift at Alton? The vehicle that you're going to go and get.
Main circuit, rally track.
Well,
It's relevant.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, rally track.
Laurel, every day.
It's dry.
Still Laurel.
Yeah. Okay. And it's in that Laurel. It has an M5 V8.
No, it didn't. I gave it someone to fix, and they made it considerably worse, and it threw a rod out of the block, so now it's got a 4.4 non-Vanos BMW8.
Oh my god! So it's an X5.
Well, no, it's an
It's an
E38 actually, 740, because that's what I broke to take the engine out of. It's just weird though, because as you said, you've talked about drifting a lot and took pictures of your car, and I've drifted a lot because that engine just works. So
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We do have to spend a lot of time parking and taking pictures of your car when your engine is inevitably exploding. But the V8 side of things, I've really struggled with. I think the first BMW V8 I drove was Clive Littlechild. I remember getting in it and feeling like I was putting very little effort into corrections and just
But
general.
you
I'm
could,
not going to say driving,
you could
but
grip the car up more, and that would then make it the
you
same.
could, but now things are becoming more serious.
Oh, you can't even. That's not even a level that's acceptable. It's ridiculous now. It's not.
No, I know, but like for me, it's really hard, and I hate to say it, and I say it all the fucking time. Nothing free or easy is worth doing or having. Is the easier I made the car to drive, it's not that it's less fun at all. It's that I don't fucking know. I want to say it's
ADHD brain, because then it becomes not challenging. If you require
I
it to
found
be
Clive's
simple,
car really sort of like
jump in, go.
there was a lot less. I had to do a lot less. I could switch off. It's terrible.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
ADHD brain. It's not a
It
challenge.
probably is, but that's not to say your car is easy to drive, because here's the thing: you make the car grippier and faster. And my experience was that what's the Folia? It's like 280.
Yeah, mine's
Brake.
mine's only 300.
Yeah, this is the thing. They're not. They're
I
not
mean,
the
it's still the
fastest
same engine
It's
of.
not
Is it still the
that.
same V8 that were when we did Three Sisters in 18?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the same. So it's no more powerful than what my SR was.
But it's
300
not the
300
power
brake.
that makes it
No.
easier to
Yeah,
drive.
it's the torque. It's the
It's
lazy.
the torque.
Yeah,
It's
but-
you can be super uncommitted. But you know, and where's
So what you're
what's
saying
the
is,
sound?
oh God, I might have to take my foot and
No,
put
I
the
think
clutch
that you're
on.
so bored with drifting now. It's because of your car choices. You're so sick of drifting.
This
Well,
is it.
car
This
choices.
is it.
Well,
This is it.
You need an
Okay, so
A86.
You need an A86.
Yeah.
You
I
need,
had one.
You need,
You need another one.
You need an
I don't
A86
know if I do.
with a Starlet engine, 1.3.
you
And you need you need to kick
Rather
it.
have
need to
AIDS.
excite yourself.
Not
You need, to get,
Exactly.
you need to get your balls back.
But you see,
Full-blown AIDS.
Carl, when was the last time you drove like a low-powered MX-5 angrily at somewhere like Buxton? Because I tell you what, I'll even say now, I'm on the cusp of 40, and I've been drifting for the better part of
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, collectively.
But I'll tell you now, getting back into something like an MX-5 humbles the fuck out of you. It really does.
Well, I don't. Does that matter
Yes,
variously?
it
from,
does.
Oh no, hang on.
Because
calm yourself.
because when you're at the point where you're starting to think, oh, I can't be bothered with this. I can't be
It
bothered
is
with
the
this. It's
Alex show,
boring.
isn't it?
Oh,
This is
100%.
At the
yeah.
point at which you get to
I mean, he has
there,
got a nice
you
voice.
can just
don't
say,
care.
"Oh, I'll just kick its fucking head in," and
I'm-
suddenly
if
I'm
he ever
accelerating
stops,
rapidly and having more fun.
in here.
But no, Carl's just going to sit there with a V8,
not
falling
Right.
asleep.
This is why, and this is. I mean, you're right in one way.
Oh
but
my god, is that 3,000 RPM I can hit? Ooh.
So
Oh my god, it sounds like it's going so fast.
180 SX, which is a chassis you'll approve of.
Yes.
With the engine choice, you won't. It's got wise fab front and rear.
Why?
Just shut your face.
Why?
And
What's
it's
the
got
point?
that LS in it, and we took it to Castle Combe after I'd run it at Three Sisters in the rain, and it was basically undrivable for the first session because we had it at like 20 psi, full soft.
20.
So even with like 600 horse, it was basically undrivable.
Yeah,
it
but
was so gripped up.
but driving at Coombe is
Yeah, it's 120 mile an hour.
it's not fun driving.
No, it wasn't. Well, nowadays it's fun because doing 127 like we did in the Chaser was like that's as fast as I've ever been drifting, and that was just last year. So that side of it is fun. But yeah, Alex is confusing himself, thinking that power and stuff makes it easier, but it's not easy anymore because we've got that much.
Easier. It's more boring.
It's not. Because we've got that much grip in the cars, they're like having 100
So
horsepower.
put it
Okay,
back on,
yeah,
put it back
yeah,
on
yeah.
road tyres.
That's
there you go.
yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So this is like we've said
Well,
this.
we did that. I put 50 psi in
Yeah.
a Coombe, and then it was
Let's
like,
go.
woohoo,
We've-
3 laps.
yeah.
Exactly. We've said this. I think the thing that we've all sort of gone on the radar and forgotten about is that the tyre situation over the past
Is
10, 15 years
diabolical, yeah.
has made it so that like do you remember which one it was? Silverstone 2009 2010. And the Sats team, the Supra, which is already very quick and
Yeah,
grippy and stuff, but they started using fast tyres, and suddenly it was like there's this
Whoa.
awkward thing where
Gone.
everyone was left behind.
So
And-
like
and
Mercedes,
that's when
in
everything
F1.
changed.
Pretty
So,
essentially, yeah.
I have no idea. I've never watched F1. But yeah, it's that moment where things changed, and yeah, you're probably right. Actually, driving something that is
I'm more than
Not
happy
just
to throw you
powerful,
with the
but
180
fast.
and leave it on a full grip setting. You'll go, oh no, that's not easy at all.
it isn't.
You'd be in tears.
No, but
I
the
would, but I
difference is
wouldn't
though
be
it's
having
not
fun.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
you're saying
It's not
it
having
would.
fun.
You said it would be fun though. Because
No. There's a very
7,200 revs.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
we're
very-
not having fun there. What we're doing there is we're going, oh my god, I can't afford any of this. I also don't want to destroy any of this. These things require a team of people to keep
Well, I
to
don't have
keep
that.
okay. No, you don't have that. But where is that car right now?
Which one?
The 180.
Yeah.
It was out last week and it's out at Silverstone next weekend. It's in the garage,
It's in the garage. And what state is it in?
ready to go.
What engine's in it?
LS.
If it was
What's your
anything,
red line at 7,200 and boring.
if it was anything other than a V8, and you said to me, "Go and drive it," I'd be like, "All right, cool, I'll give it a go." Now, because it's a V8, even if you said to me, "Please drive it so you can experience it," I would be like, "No, I'm all right, thanks."
I just think
That's racism, Saul.
It
That's
is.
just racism.
It's just
I'm
something that I
I'm
do-
all right with that.
That's
I
engine
can't.
racism.
I mean, I'm arguing with you both. Not really, mostly Alex. But it's bollocks because at the end of the
Bollocks.
day, you're 100% right. The best times I've had, Three Sisters, me and Alexander Graff in his Chaser, me and the Laurel, We were door to door for 2 days. There wasn't a mark. It was super close. We're both on road tyres. We could keep
Yeah.
up with each other.
Yeah.
And again, to coin what you said before, unfortunately, yeah, it was relatively easy if we weren't millimetres off each other. But doing that for 2 days was amazing. And now it's a drag race. It's jumping, it's diving, it's angles that should be suited to drag racing
It's
and not
fucking
drifting.
people up for no good reason.
Yeah.
Why are they fucking? Why is everyone
I've
trying to fuck each
I've
other
won
up?
more battles by being honest before the battle, and they've been so confused about it that they've just thrown the whole thing. Like, hi, I'm a bit shit. Look at this corner. I've got a video of it. I don't want you to crash into me. I don't want to crash into you. I just want to get close, look cool, get tossed off on the internet.
It sounds like you want to just go and have fun with
Well,
your
you
mates,
do,
then.
and that's it.
Because the competitive element of it.
I don't
is-
like it. I don't care. I turned up.
See, but your memories of having good times in your car is with
100%.
battles.
No, it's not.
Right,
why do you think
exactly.
that?
Exactly.
I've never
You
said
just-
that.
You just said that you were talking about battles. That you're having fun with battles.
No, I didn't. I said I was close to someone doing demos and never said battles. I said I've talked about
Definitely
it.
said
No,
battles.
I said I've talked about battles and put people off by
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
this. I didn't say I had fun. I just said people chat my ass by just taking it so goddamn seriously. The only reason I won a round last year, I suppose Drift League GB, as you called it.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Qualified nearly last.
Helicopter is the fourth person on the podcast.
Yeah. You won't be able to hear that.
Jesus
it's fine.
Christ.
So
Probably will.
qualified last, won the event, bit wet, because everybody just took it too seriously. Stephen McConnell put so much grip into his car, he drove through the first 3 clips and completely missed him because he was that scared I was going to blow his doors off. What fun is that for anyone?
Exactly.
And that,
So why have you been consistently doing this for like 15
because I
years?
just don't know what else to do with my life.
How have you?
So I just
stuck.
go
He's in an endless
drifting
loop.
because that's
So
what
how,
I do.
How can you be aware of what we do and not think, oh, that'd be sick. We'll just do that instead.
Well, because I do actually want to drive the car one
Well,
day.
that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
And the thing, you went to Australia, you know, I'd love to have done that.
But we don't.
Is it going to land on the house?
I'm pretty confident. I heard
Someone's probably stolen my Range
heard
Rover.
that-
Oh, imagine, yeah. Someone has stolen the Range Rover.
Because Alex said it definitely
Hilarious.
wouldn't get stolen
Yeah.
here. We've lost
Is
this.
it
right
just
there.
there?
This is awkward.
Oh my god, they rang the police.
Holy
The
fucking
guy
shit.
with the gun next door. I bet they
it
fucking
was,
rang
an,
the
it was
police.
an air rifle. It was like a PP gun.
100% though. That's the
Is there
sort of
above the
thing that
house?
people would do.
Yes, pause the podcast right there.
Okay. Just got twatted.
Welcome to the Low Origin Podcast.
Where we just got me on to twat me senselessly. Appreciate it.
Well, my point is, are we still rolling? We're probably still rolling.
Yeah, it's cool.
My point is, like, if from an outside perspective, I've sort of watched you not really have a great deal of fun when it comes
There's
to
a lot of reasons for that.
You did really well, and I'm not going to pretend to know which one, but you did really well in a BDC event, and it was probably the 2021 one where you fucking smashed it. Is that the one?
No, 2021's where I won Drift GB. I think it was probably, thinking of BDC, it was probably the year before in the Rex.
You seemed to have a really good time, and then it was like, right. There was an element of, I remember you were talking to someone. Who was it? Was it that comedian guy that was doing the stuff on BDC?
Is that like a dig at Mark?
You basically
Jesus.
that fucking comedian. No, Mac. We'll talk about Mac. You basically were like, right, I've won this, and you were like, right, now what? And you almost felt like
Sounds like you in.
I think
I
that's...
know, but I
Thingy
knew
days,
what.
yeah.
I knew what. It was like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can never afford to do this.
Do the next
Again.
bit.
Again.
Yeah.
Because to do it again, I'd need twice the horsepower and twice the grip. And I don't need or want both of those things. I'd rather have a house instead. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
I mean,
Like,
we're not in the house.
We're outside, it's
Tasers
cold,
off,
yeah.
but
it's not even that cold. It's like 7 degrees.
9, mine says. It's
Yours
not
says
9.
It says, mine says 7.
Literally died.
Glass.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ, your hands are fucking...
Yeah, I'm not used to it. I don't do things.
Oh, is it-
Carl's
is it
rich.
much
He has
warmer?
his heat all the way up.
Much warmer in Bury. You're not in
Bury.
Bury, are you?
No.
Your business is in Bury, and then you're half an hour north.
Yeah.
I always thought you were in Bury.
No.
It's a long way from here, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
This is like
I'm
south.
glad I came on time.
We're southern.
A lot of turned up at the time you said.
Yeah. I'm glad I was here for exactly 5, and now it's
As if Carl turned up on time.
9 o'clock.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
wow. Jesus. Yeah.
Anyway, this is my point. It's you. Why have you not done what I did? Why didn't
What
you
did
do
you
that?
do?
I basically
Stopped.
deeply rejected competition drifting because there's nothing there for me, and I don't feel like there's been anything there for you. I feel like you could have done your BDC and your fucking Drift G, or whatever trophies you needed to win. You could have done that fucking years ago. You could have done that years ago. But
Probably.
But here's the thing: you kept going until a lot of people will just get to that point and then just
Yeah,
go,
I
"Oh,
think
fuck it, I
5
can't be
years
bothered."
is like.
But you did. You've done it. So then
Why now?
go and find some dudes to go to fucking Poland or go to fucking
love to do
Australia
that.
or go
Yeah,
to
that's-
go up
yeah,
there,
I'd
go
like to do
whatever.
that.
Just go and have some fun.
Yeah, I would.
Stop talking about clipping points.
I never do.
You,
When did I? When we mentioned clipping points today? You can rewind on the edit and check.
we'll happily do that. Your clipping points don't matter. Your fucking
You can't. I think you
your
kind
battles don't matter. They fucking don't.
No.
Go and have fun with your mates.
He is agreeing with you. I think a roundabout way.
No, not even a roundabout way. I'm
Fucking helicopters back.
I'm
on
struggling
our
with the
ass.
concept right now, and especially in the UK. I don't know where UK drifting is.
No, okay, yeah. Well, that's kind of where we're at.
You know, and
That's
so
where we're at.
that's a far further fun conversation. But in short, it's weird.
Well,
you know,
if you decided to do this now, you'd be fucked because there's short of Dory Fest.
well, you said there was too much competition drifting earlier.
Yeah. Okay. So
so what?
Well,
I
there was-
explained to you there wasn't, and now
I
you've
feel-
agreed.
I feel like no. I feel
Alex
like
wrong.
No, I think he's
feel like there
saying
was.
drifting in general now.
Yeah, I feel like there was far too much. There was loads and loads.
Oh, it
and
was
loads.
crazy. In 2021, we did 24 events. I couldn't tell you what they were because it was a blur.
What a fucking waste of money.
Oh, it was. But fortuitously, it wasn't all my money I
Christ.
wasted, so it wasn't too bad. But it was. We did
Stonks.
BDC. No, we did. We had a sort of sponsor, but then it all went real wrong, real bad. But we had
Throw him under the bus. Let's go.
G2E Motorsport. Well, you said it, so it's fine. The company's gone bankrupt, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Basically, they did a weird
'em.
sort of business pyramid thing that I sort of wasn't really part of, and really only witnessed it when I got one of the race cars repossessed. But yeah, it
Was
was.
this like the tyres? What was the tyre thing that we did?
No, the tyre thing happened. Well, there's
the
loads of stuff
Zach
they didn't
Noble
pay
was
for,
the-
but
the
it was
top
all
pyramid,
pretty
wasn't it?
savage. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So that, yeah, but we did 24 events, and at the end of that year, it was like, what am I doing in my life? All I've done is gone drifting for no reason. I've not really enjoyed it. Yeah, we won the championship. I didn't even care because it was just, it feels like a job. So again, it was terrible. Mum got sick in 22, and I sort of retired that year straight away to do stuff like that. And then 2023, so last year I did 2 events apart from demos, and honestly it was fine, it was better. So I have pulled back massively, and I am in a weird place with it, and I do want to just drift. I want to be close to people. I want to be able to drift at a speed that they're happy with and I'm happy with. Competition drifting is almost like wham bam, thank you, you've done a run. It's just not fun. It's just a job I don't really want. So yeah, I don't know why I'm doing it. And I've
Fair
done
enough,
it.
fair enough.
And Drift League is this weekend, and unlike with me is obviously a lot of other people, and I think they had 14 drivers for Class 1, so they're the professional side of it. 17 for Class 2. You know,
That's
Gordon
not a
must
lot,
run-
is it?
No, he must hang himself. It's 2 days, and they're probably going to struggle for a top. Well, they're not going to do a top 16 in Class 1 because they're going to break at least 2 to 4 cars. So they might have 10 professional cars tomorrow at
Jesus
Pembrokes.
Christ.
And Drift Pro, MSUK, you know, they run 16, top 16. They've got over 16 drivers, so they're okay with what that is. But if you want to go and drift with your mates, it seems you look at, and it hurts me to say this, as you were saying before, you think this is not me. But I did Buxton in a BMW a couple of times, no one took pics, but it was fun. The Stafford days we learned to drift, and the few other days at Buxton and whatever else, these people ought to be having a whale of a time, and they're not spending any money, so therefore your bang for your buck is better. So
Yeah.
why would you not do that? Because if you're good drifted and you say, well, I spent £300 today, but it was, you know, it's quite a lot to me, but it was absolutely amazing. How much is a competition event? 2,000. If you did a couple of day event, 4,000. If you was dry and you lose Hayden's car, 5,000. You know,
But it's what you enjoy, though, isn't it? That's the thing. It's like it's very easy to go and get a shit BMW, an ugly ass fucking car, make it look even.
But then
uglier.
if you really like drifting, that's actually, you know, Winter Series was a great example. They had a stat grid of BMWs with Jack and Connor Shanahan. It wasn't like there was just Dave from the corner shop. You know, there was people who could drive who chose to go to Scotland in the rain and drive BMWs. They must like drifting still. So
yeah, that's true.
that's the difference. It'd be great to do it in a load of cool S bodies and stuff. Doryfest, for example. I didn't get to go because I didn't know us, but that's something that really appeals. Load of cars that look
I think they
cool.
needed you to have a cool S body.
My Laurel is cool.
They needed you to
Needs
have
a
a
not
cool
a V8.
S body.
Why does it say? Is it S Body Fest? I
No,
thought you
it's
said
not.
that was Australia.
It's not. No.
It's not what
It
you
was
know.
a-
It's
it
who
was
you,
a
I'll
chassis
tell you what, I've done
fest.
drifting for 15 years. It's not what you know, it's who you blow. It's the same thing.
Hey, we were joking that it was us that were doing the vetting, and then Martin said, "Yeah, tell everyone it's you, so that people
So that the
so
hate
people
is
can
not
hate
to be.
you.
Yeah.
Like this has happened
But
a
yeah,
couple
but
of
that's
times now.
it's
like,
still crazy.
Yeah, just blame
though.
Alex.
But yeah, look at it. Drift League GB Pembury running backwards. It's cool circuit. He's got 30 drivers. Doryfest, more drivers than he can house.
Yeah, I think when we looked at how many people had applied, it was like so last year it was like 100,
It was
120,
insane. So
130
many.
drivers had
So
applied.
so why are they not doing anything else? So yeah, because even if you
He
don't
is.
What
like
is the-
I think
competition
he
drifting,
is. He is.
no, I don't mean Doryfest. I mean,
No.
why aren't the people that the 120 drivers going? Well, I didn't get in Doryfest, but I've got a cool car and I want to drive it. I'll just go and do Drift League because I can get all the seat time in the world.
Well, you see, when you complain that no one took any pictures of you and your BMW, like people aren't necessarily just doing this to take pictures, but you know, there's probably an element. There's probably an element of it, isn't
Yeah.
there? You know, and that's the thing. Like, if you go to some random fucking, let's say BDC was a great example. You turn up, and if your car looked like shit and you drove shit and you didn't qualify, you may as well have just stayed at fucking home. You know, there was nothing in it for
Drive
you.
better.
You weren't going to see. Well, yeah, but if you also turned up in a shit ugly car, no one's going to take any pictures, and maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe that doesn't matter. But to a lot of people, it did, and those people just fucking quit. They just gave up and stopped driving, and subsequently now competition drifting is an absolute.
Car crash.
As you say, like there's 15 fucking 14, 15 drivers turning up
14 class 1 today.
So here's the other thing. I was like a lot of the old teams where I'd like to say the smart money was, they all stopped, and if they've stopped, I mean, look at people like Bagsy. Bagsy's doing great. I like the content that Bagsy makes. It would be great to see some real fast street stuff, and he does do bits and bobs and what have you. But I remember Motty telling Bagsy that if you wanted to do drifting like professionally, that like you should just fucking quit. There's no future in drifting at all. It's just a fucking waste of time. And I remember hearing that he'd said that and thinking, well, you know, this is probably way back in 2010, 11, and Bagsy moved on, and he's now himself. He's just him doing drifting, and he's sponsored and he's covered by Monster and whoever else, and whichever tyre sponsor is doing. He seems happy. He seems to be, paying the bills. He's driving cool cars and doing good driving with people. So clearly it works. It does work. And whether it was a matter of time or whether it was knowing the right people or just being the right place at the right time, who the fuck knows? But clearly it does work for some people.
I mean, you've just mentioned one in the UK there, so I think that's like...
He's like the swan song though, isn't he? He's like the golden boy. He's like the one who made it.
You know,
He's
that
the one who
is-
made it
Is
out.
he?
You know,
Yeah, I think
Highlander.
he is the boy. He is.
The occasional people
Name
get
someone
people
else.
to throw money at them, but nothing like that. That has never happened and it'll never happen again. And especially in the UK, because there's no forum for people to
long
get seen.
term, yeah, long term, probably you're right, yeah. But like regularly, sponsors will throw a fuck ton of money at random people.
Who?
Like,
Yeah, but then you think
England, who?
There's nobody. There's Bagsy. The only other person will be Martin Richards, and we all know he's self-funded. So it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like,
he's
very
the
much...
most unbelievable
you know,
driver,
he is.
self-funded.
I was going to talk about Martin Richards, and I don't know where my brain got, because you talk about cars. There's a few cool cars in the UK still. Martin Richards' car always looks cool.
Yeah.
And he drives it cool.
Very
There's a guy
simple,
called
very
Ashley
simple.
Goodlad. He's
Yeah,
got a
Goodlad.
JZX Mark II. car looks really cool again, but it's literally like I'm almost struggling on the way over today, thinking I want to talk about comp cars that I still think look cool.
Alex Graff, who does.
Yeah, but he's moved away now, and he didn't
Oh,
competition drift.
Well, no,
anyway.
he did lights, didn't he?
He did
lights.
he did the lights one thing just for the crack because Martin
Yeah,
was
of course.
there.
But it was...
We did a Snetterton demo the year before Drift Pro came back, and I love Alex, and some of the best drifting I've done has been with him. And his car was there with Martin, and the keys were in it, and I just took it because it was funny. But then the best thing was, and this is what I really appreciate, and this is what drifting should be and used to be, and it's just not. My chaser was sat there, sequential gearbox, it's 550 horsepower, it's comp car. Alex thought, well, Carl's took my car, so I'm taking his.
Car,
so I was driving around Stetson 100 circuit, and I saw the chaser come, and I thought, good lad, that's what I want to see.
I'm going to go and crash into my own car now.
Yeah, why the hell not? But, and I don't, that's the tricky thing. I don't like damage, and I don't, because I've got a body shop, I know what it costs, I'm tired.
This is the thing to consider here, Carl.
Yes, Alex.
You do have a body shop.
I do. I don't mean I sell lotions for ladies with repair
It's
cars.
gone under now. I think it
Has
has.
it?
I think,
Get
or
out.
maybe it's just an online store, but I don't think there's any
Everything's
actual
just an
stores.
online
Really?
store now.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
don't
go to
think
the
there's
bank or anything,
actual
can you?
shops,
But
yeah.
you can't
No.
even get stored on
No.
that. So.
This is the thing, when you talk about these things, like you do have a body shop at your disposal. So when the worst happens, it is a case
I
of
think, but it's not though, is it?
Deal with it.
Well,
I
it's
would
double-
rather pay someone.
It's double worse though because then he's taking up body shop time
I am.
with his own car that he's not
You are.
paying himself. So
It's bollocks. It's worse. I would rather roll my car in a shop and pay someone. When it's at my place, I'm just like the Laurel spent a few weeks in at Christmas this year. We did some cool paint on it, and I did it because one of the
Black.
lads it's got all fancy airbushing on it. But anyway,
Black.
it's
It's like Paul at Job Speed when he went, we're going to reinvent the wheel this year, white and black.
not.
But put some pearl in it,
I'm
please,
gonna show
Paul.
you in a
Anything.
minute. Absolutely
Black and white.
sponging it.
We're going to do,
But
when instead of going white and
anyway,
black, we're going to do
yes,
black
I've got a body
and white.
shop,
and then
but
black again.
you just don't want to waste your time on your own shit because you've crashed in somebody or some moron's crashed into you. I mean, I did crash into someone the other day, which is something I don't really do, which when people crash into me, I do get upset about it. But,
You can't get upset when it's on a track, though. That's the thing.
well,
Like,
someone did. Somebody got
Unless
really
it's
feisty.
really fucking stupid. If it's something really obviously stupid, like the dude who straight lined under me and wrote one of my wheels off, I was
Oh,
a
yeah,
bit
that
pissed
was
off
kinda-
about
I
it.
did see
yeah.
some damage on a car earlier today that apparently was...
Yeah, it was me. Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
that was
that's
fine.
fine. That's
Yeah.
you see, this is the thing when you've painted your cars the same color.
You can't
and
even
you've-
tell unless
you
you're
know-
stood here looking at it. You don't even know it's
I mean, I'm
damaged.
sat in front of it.
Yeah.
This gap here where I can get my hand. What's more annoying
what
is
she
that
said.
this door was replaced completely against my fucking will as well.
And it was welded on.
Everyone's and they're like, no, we're gonna put new doors on it. I'm like, I don't need new doors. I don't really care. It was like a tiny little dent here with a cage. Yeah, in fact, something not too dissimilar to that. And so no, we're gonna replace the doors. Yeah, we got these doors. Got these doors we need to put on. And I was like, all right, cool. I put the new doors on. Literally the very following, probably only a month later, this fucking happens, and then maybe a year afterwards, you fucking fall out of third gear and
Oh wow, it looks really fucking cool.
hits there. What are we looking at? This will work on the
Oh, no,
podcast.
it's just Saule with these. He's just black. So we did that.
Oh, that's quite
And that's
fancy.
hand-painted. We did a bit on the...
Oh, that's lovely. That's like some proper.
So that's what we did. So, I think that should
Who
be...
did that? Did you get someone in
No,
to do that?
no,
Or-
Connor,
or-
my lad, does it.
Got a
We
body
created
shop.
that. Yeah, we've got a body shop. I don't think we spoke about it earlier. Forgetful, isn't he, at the age, because he's nearly 40.
That's exactly it.
So
Yeah,
we
but
did
that's
that.
a little bit more than body shops. I mean, that's
Yeah,
very
that's
impressive.
ambition.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
custom
should be a
shit.
Dory Fest, shouldn't it? In your opinion.
It's got a V8 in it though.
I mean...
It has got a V8 in
Very
it.
boring V8. Very boring
and it's
V8.
Does
not
it? Does
many
it maybe have cool
subs and
wheels?
amps.
Subs. All right, Carl from 1998.
Put a very stupid engine in it.
I'm
Something
happy.
very
I-
What
Oh,
engine's
no.
in it? What engine's in it?
a very boring BMW 7
V8.
Series
Right.
V8.
So what really cool wheels have you managed to make fit perfectly? None.
JRs.
I've got some wheels, actually, I can put on it. SSRs, are they?
Yeah.
I've got some of them.
All right.
I can put them on.
Are they, you don't know what offset they are, do you? Exactly.
But I can,
Exactly.
No, but Connor's into that weird stuff, so I can put SSRs
Oh,
and make it
Yes,
Jesus.
fit.
give
Which-
Connor the keys and say,
No, I
take
will.
the engine out, put good wheels on it, make it a decent ride height, make it so it's difficult to drive. Sold. I'll go have fun at Dory Fest.
They're only more difficult to drive
Do
if
you
you're not very
understand?
talented.
Do you
Oh, no, I'm
understand?
not talented in the slightest.
That's what I'm saying. They're easy enough when you're talented.
Do you
I will give you the
understand
keys to
how
my
this
car.
happens? It's like,
I'll swap you a comp car for my car for a weekend.
but do you see? It's like you want to go to Dory Fest. There's people there who like, let's say for example, Stu's
Yeah.
put so much time and energy and effort into making sure every single part of the maths of that car is perfect. Whether it's down from the fitment to just everything.
Red S15 Ghost. You'll know which one it is.
It's got Model 5s.
Model 5s.
Is that the one that's just been stickered, livered up for?
No.
Are you
It's
sure?
like, it's
No.
beautiful. I'll keep
But
talking.
my point
One of
is, it's like
Jake's friends.
that person. He goes, "This is my car," and yes, you're going to Dory Fest.
I'm very busy for all that, though.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean,
Are
I
you?
definitely didn't have the 5 hours today to come home and freeze to death.
Of course you did.
Obviously, I did because I'm still here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I suppose I did. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like you just said before, with comp drifting,
It's
and everything
very
else.
easy. It's
Yeah, I
very
like that.
easy to just
Yeah,
fucking-
cool.
Super
is that
standard.
the,
Carl, it's very easy to
Go
just
Seth
slap a
15.
bunch of fucking wheels on and forget about the fucking thing. It's very easy to just slap a car together.
Did you
Look,
see
the
the paintwork
roof,
on it?
I
Yeah.
did,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
That's
And
great.
the fact that it's a comp Laurel that I've drifted for 15 years, smashed to bits a million times, and still looks like that is a lot of effort. I could just let it get rough. It's not.
All right, so maybe it's time to do something with the fitment. Maybe it's time to make the wheels fit the car.
Okay.
You need to give it to us.
Okay.
We'll take the engine out.
We'll take, yeah, I mean, Jono can have his S15 back because it apparently runs now. And then we'll
I
put
heard
your
an
Laurel
alarm
here.
from like
I did, from
2000s
space.
or the, yeah.
Um,
That's what they
period
choppers up
correct.
It can fit you some. So yeah, the fucking
No, they
heli-
saw a Range Rover parked
for.
conspicuously.
It won't be there now, I can tell you. It's fine.
I mean, he's double parked.
Well, yeah.
So he's definitely going to get hit at some point by
On the most deadly hill
very
in
old
Cheshire.
lady who lives up and down this road. But yeah, we could fit some fucking wheels to it. You got suspension that works. Yeah.
What coilovers are on it?
BCs.
They go low enough.
Yeah, they probably go low enough.
If not, we'll take some springs
But
out.
would he want to drive it low enough? That's the question.
Doesn't matter.
He wouldn't be able
He
to
wants
get
it to
his
be
trailer.
difficult. He wants it to be difficult.
He wants to go to places like Dory Fest, you know. So if he wants
Sir
to do
wants
these
difficult,
things,
does he?
Sir wants difficult, and yet Sir is not.
Sir
willing
wants
to do
enjoyment.
difficult.
It's
Does
so
he?
cute that you think that I wouldn't be able to drive something that's hard to drive.
Look, I'm not saying you wouldn't be able to
No.
drive
No,
it.
it's-
I'm just
I like
saying.
it, it's
I'm just
cute.
saying. You look at that and you go, I can't be bothered. You look at comp cars and go, can't be bothered.
In what way?
In the way that you've said that you look at comp cars and you say, I can't be bothered.
It's boring.
It's boring.
It's not that it's boring. It's just that it's got to a weird point.
It's
that,
you've done it.
Well, I've done everything, haven't I?
Well, maybe it's time to do something fucking different, like making the wheels fit your fucking cars and going to cool events with your friends and actually having fucking fun for a change.
You said I can't say
Jesus Christ.
that. You said I can't say it.
What, say fucking friends?
Yeah, you said I can't talk about friends. I haven't got any.
No, I said you can't say
Yeah,
that you
you-
haven't got any friends.
Because then the
just
people
said
who
it.
'Cause
are
you've
your
got your
friends
fucking
will then be
friends.
like, I'm friends with Carl.
I'm friends
He doesn't
with
see
Carl.
us as friends.
He doesn't
Fuck
see me as a
Carl.
friend.
He's
Fuck
definitely
Carl.
not my friend
He's
now.
definitely not my friend. Fuck that
Just
friend.
got left. There's a
It's not
space.
just go-
This is why
Weon.
Carl has no friends, because he
Because he
tells
thinks he's got
everyone
no
he has no
friends.
friends. Got the most amount of
He
friends
tells
in the
his
world.
friends, I don't have any friends,
God,
and
I
we're
don't
all
have
like,
any
shit.
friends. Fuck all my friends. Immediately everyone's deleting him on Facebook.
Yeah, fuck Karl Farrar.
Fraud.
What would Dango do with no friends?
Yeah, can you talk to me about what would Dango do? Because nothing makes me retch more than saying the words "What would Dango do?"
I know that's where you said.
Where
my
does
name.
Dango it's from?
It's so boring, all of it.
Okay.
But
I
I'll
bet
make
it's
it-
not, but it's fascinating.
With
Come on.
wheels.
They're in the
Where's your
sea.
wheels? Yeah.
They're in the sea.
They were
probably.
on the
Yeah,
container
yeah,
ship that
sure.
railed into the Baltimore
Um,
Bridge.
Wow. That took a turn.
Fuck my VSXXs. Anyway,
Dango.
Nickname from first job, just somebody I don't
because your
know.
name's Dan.
No.
Because you go.
No. I don't even know. There was an older person in work.
An
and they had
older person?
Yeah, and because at the time I was very
Oh,
young, obviously I was
Jesus.
like
Oh,
20.
wait.
This
Younger,
person's
so
now
this
100
older
years old.
person, is this person younger or older than you are right now?
Older.
Then.
Yeah, they were older.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
But they were like,
It must
it
have
was,
been like
it was
100.
like Carlo Fandango, and then they called the Carlo Fandango for a bit, and obviously that got boring, so they just shortened it to
Fandango. Okay,
Dango.
okay.
So there was
Dango.
that, and the what would Dango do? It wasn't even me; it was some friends that.
He doesn't have any friends. No, he
Oh,
hasn't
no,
got
it was
any
ages
friends.
ago. That wasn't it? So no, I've still got them friends actually.
Before this podcast.
But
Before this podcast.
yeah. Edit, Johnny. Edit.
Oh, Jesus
I'll just pay
Christ.
Johnny. He's rich, so from
Jono, it's Jono.
Jono.
He's
Is it
just
Jono?
very offended by Jono.
Although when his
Jono,
dad called
Jono.
him John, I looked
John.
around for another person that was with us. When he went, "Hey John, you okay?" And I went,
John.
"Fuck is John?"
Yeah, the Facebook page got set up by friends, and I just left it like that.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to change it tomorrow if it offends you.
No, it doesn't offend me. I actually kind of would love to know why it makes me gag so much. I'm not sure why it makes me
I
gag.
don't know why.
It does make me gag a little
So-
bit. I'm not sure.
I'll have to find it because this is a very long time ago.
Oh, there it is.
They did memes, didn't they? You know, like at the start, and I didn't have it. I didn't even have access to it.
It's because they're not your friends. That's why.
Oh, you Saule, you dick.
I'm sorry. You are leading us on to these sort
No, I know,
of
it's-
stupid
I know.
things.
Setting us up
appreciate
for
that.
this
Yeah.
shit,
Speaking
really.
of friends, where's Dan?
Dan, yeah, where is Dan?
Where is Dan?
That's a great question.
What would Dan do?
What would
What
Dan
would Dan
do?
do?
What would Dan
We could do that. We could do what
Because
would Dan
I
do.
genuinely have no clue at this moment.
Does Dan have a car still?
No, he doesn't have a
No.
car.
Well, we don't know because on
He
the
might have.
on the low origin thing at the moment, it's got obviously S14,
Right.
S14, and it's got who the fuck knows.
And I didn't change that. Did you
I
change?
did
Oh, you
change it,
changed
yeah.
Now that was obviously a while ago, as you can see the date at the top. And they used to just post stuff like that on the Facebook thing, and it just stuck.
Do you know?
Is it 'cause
at
the-
first I didn't even think that was you?
I know because there's no beard.
Is it because the
I
memes
need a beard.
are
Is
all
this in the
face.
this is in the big American truck,
It's
innit?
in one of them that I had, yeah, the F250, yeah. But yeah, you
Because
know,
dang.
Why not driving truck? Because okay, it's because the memes are terrible. That's why it makes me gag. That's why it makes me gag.
Why not driving
it
truck?
was 12
It's-
years ago.
Yeah,
That's-
it's
that's-
old.
that's why it
It's
makes me
old
gag.
meme format.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, but it was
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Do you know what that meme needed? It needed why not driving truck and then just bottom text on the bottom bit. They didn't need the white.
But you know,
Just needed bottom text. Because that would have been a
how
fantastic
old were you
meme.
12 years ago?
That'd be great.
I was 20.
Oh, it's a child.
Well, I was perfect memeing age.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I mean. But I was.
Saul was making the memes.
Yeah.
You know when
I was behind what would Tango do.
Ian Watkins was doing all the things he was doing.
At least I can
busy
say I
making,
made Alex gag though, so
busy-
it's not all bad as well.
It's been a while.
doing it now. Yeah.
Prawn toast.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. That's all I got to fucking eat.
Yeah, that was a farce. That was uncomfortable for everybody. Mainly
yeah.
Sol.
We
didn't
should've-
really enjoy that.
Why did our wives decide to go to B&Q
Ordered
at
food,
half
left,
eight?
and then didn't tell anyone what they ordered.
You
Half-
two,
half eight on a Saturday
you two
night.
were amazingly well behaved though. It was literally when you say your dog to wait, and you
Yeah,
just waiting.
waited. Oh,
Wait,
Staring at-
wait,
staring at-
stay,
staring
don't
at
eat the
food.
food. Wait,
I have
Staring
a
at
very
food.
aggressive half German wife. It would be.
and then
Curtains.
then it just got worse, and
Yeah.
then you still didn't really get.
No, I didn't get any food.
I was alright.
I was alright. I'd eaten 4 slices of prawn toast.
And it's
so-
crisp weekend, so you could just
It is
rail
crisp weekend.
quith.
Crisps. Have a few crisps.
Quith.
A little bit of crisp.
A little bit quith.
A little bit.
So you
crisp.
can sound like that. You just can't say anything about the way you sounded.
Correct,
That's what you're telling
exactly.
Me, so.
Wow, what's wrong
Effeminate.
with the way I'm sounding?
Yeah, I just sound
just
mildly
sounded-
effeminate.
Yeah, okay.
Just sound like Jonathan Woth.
Wibbly, wibbly, wobbly.
What-
Who is
wibbly,
heterosexual? So there's that.
That's an awful
that.
impression.
I know, I know.
Wibbly, wibbly, wob. 2 wibbly eggs. Wibbly.
So Alex's wheels are in the sea.
In the sea, yeah.
Dan, we don't know.
Dan, we don't know. Who the fuck knows?
So this year, with the, I'd like to, I've been converted. I've been here a bit of time. I'm cold. I'll agree to anything.
Just give me the fucking house.
Yeah, yeah. So what we're doing this year is low origin. Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to buy
Right.
Model 5s.
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to buy Model 5s that aren't the set that are in Belgium or
Here's the problem. You can't buy
Netherlands.
Model 5s new.
No, well, you can.
What?
You can buy
No,
T5s.
no, they're not the same.
They're not the same,
not the
and they
same.
do not do the same size.
No, they don't do the same size.
They don't do the same size.
They may as well be called Wolf Race.
They do 8. I think it's 18 by 10 plus 30.
Those are offsets.
Yes.
by the
No, I
way.
know what they are. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
No, plus 30, which is awful sizing, Carl.
Those
if
are
you didn't know.
Those are awful offsets, Carl.
They're like a lot of like very good poke
You know when the-
on
you know when the
on
wheel-
a GTA
you know when the
6.
wheel sticks out loads.
This is worse because
Mexi flush.
I do know about offsets. I may have bought some wheels that I didn't check the offsets because I
And
just
they were
thought I'll buy
mental.
them. No, they were shit.
Oh.
So we were at
50s.
Alton Park on the day that I burnt my clutch out, And I did say to Alex, I've got these VSKFs, and I put them on, and I was like, oh, they look weird.
Oh yeah,
And it was the offset problem, yeah.
No, and you were like, oh, but I've got these VSKFs.
And then I
It's
put
like,
them on.
doesn't matter. if
Did
they
you
look
notice that I
fucking
took them off
shit.
straight away? Yeah,
Did you burn the clutch out because you put them on? They just nailed themselves against the coilover, and you tried to just set off.
It was actually because
Yeah.
Brad put some semi-slicks on it, and I didn't know, and
Melted the clutch.
just literally ruined the clutch. But we still did the whole day. We just put tiny tyres back on. It was fine.
Oh, Jesus. But anyway, so you're trying to buy Model 5s?
Yes, I'm trying to buy 105s, but there's a set in I think it's Belgium or the Netherlands or something like that, and they are
The
My
Netherlands.
Netherlands are freezing,
I think
by
it's
the way.
£3,500.
That's the problem. Like, how do you have fun on £3,500 with wheels?
How much are your new wheels?
Not £3,500.
No, let's
And they're
just
brand new.
Well,
Yeah, but
let's
this is the
just-
difference. So my wheels that I'm trying to buy are like
Old,
20
second-hand.
years old.
Oh, you mean like Nismos at 20 grand?
Oh,
Not all right.
No.
So, like-
Absolutely
oh
stupid.
well. I
20
mean,
year
did you
old
see
wheels.
with the 63,000
Yeah,
quid?
yeah,
63
yeah,
grand.
63
yeah,
grand.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
it was
GTs.
it was dollary
Yeah,
it was dollary dues.
Oh, was it dollary dues?
And it was
Oh, that's
Australian.
Like 25
it was
quid, then.
Australian dollary dues, so it's half. But
Yeah,
still,
but
moon
still.
money. Still
Yeah.
insane.
I don't know. This is again back to earlier conversation. Was getting abused for various things. I would struggle to drift on wheels that are that expensive, and I don't mean even, when they're £1,000 a wheel. I'd be like, well, I'm frightened to drift with my mates now because I don't want to damage my wheels. And I know that is counterintuitive to everything you do, but it is a problem, isn't it? And especially when you've had to wait so long to get these wheels, and then somebody misses a gear or something happens, and then your wheels caved in.
The thing with the VSXXs is I know they can take a hit. Like I know they can take.
Anyway,
a hit.
but how much are the VS?
Well, I got them through Driftworks.
Driftworks.
they
Do
were-
they still do drift stuff?
They do.
It's surprisingly
if you need
funny
any,
you should say that.
if you need a Ford Fiesta lift kit,
Yeah,
they'll do you a.
but they do still. So
I pretty certainly do drift related things.
So
They
you've
had to
gone through
dust-
Driftworks
They had to
then?
dust off a couple of old catalogues and then went, oh, yeah,
So-
we did do this.
So how much were the wheels?
They were a price.
You can give me 1,000, and if you the nearest
I can
1,000
give you
you'll do.
1,000.
No, you can give me the nearest 1,000.
Six.
If you don't
Okay,
want it.
okay, start.
4.
No.
Higher or lower? That's a game.
This-
That
this-
was no one's gonna get
Come
that.
on down.
I'm not Breathe Foresight, although I'm a sort of gangly looking motherfucker.
5,
No.
3,
You're in the right direction.
2.
If we're rounding.
Down, you're going to say.
Down.
So definitely 3.
Yeah,
Nearest
no,
3.
no.
Nearly 3. Yeah. Yeah. And how many you gain? 4.
Yeah, just 4.
So then, if you've got to just change tyres on the day because they're the only wheels. You've got other wheels to put on the back.
Yeah, I think that electrician that I sold my old VSXs to, he never took more than a pair to a drift day, and he kept the other pair because he said he knew he was going to destroy them. So when he destroyed them, he just used the other pair, and then he threw them all in a bin.
Scrap them.
How do you feel about
Scrapped them all. Pretty upset and pretty depressed about that. That was an enormous mistake.
But I've
yeah.
regretted selling my Model 5s ever since.
Everyone
the
regrets
day- the
selling
day.
Model 5s.
It was
The
weird.
day.
Even strangely, your angry lady before was saying that she was upset that you'd sold them.
Yeah, because then I have to try and buy them back for 3 times the price I fucking sold them. It's insane. They went to America. Because I had weekly when I had them on my car, I had weekly messages from at least 1 or 2 people
See
saying,
these
Hey,
wheels
man.
because I don't know what you're talking
"Will
about.
you sell?"
can I
It's
sell these?
when I was chasing you at Three Sisters.
Yeah, no,
them
don't
silver
worry.
ones, 5
That was like
spots.
100 years ago.
It was 2018.
Carl's done like 12,000 events since then
Yeah, hated them.
I'm gonna go to my favourites
because you favourite them.
I thought you'd have a sad face. Now.
They're VSXXs, Alex's Goldie Boys.
Yeah, like them.
They fit the car. You see, maybe I made the car fit them. It's probably more.
Yeah, I think that's more.
This is not interesting at all for people watching, listening.
No, it's not.
or
Heaven forbid
so-
anyone listened
Oh my
and
god!
didn't watch.
We can edit
For the
later.
for the podcast, people who are listening on iTunes, Saul is scrolling through his phone looking for
It's
a set
weird
of
that he's
wheels that
taking
he loves so much.
I know, and I
So-
have so many pictures of them, and I can't find
Right, well,
fucking
so
one.
we'll digress on that. So
What the fuck?
Anyway, as for events this year, yeah, we're going to go to Dory Fest. I'd like to say we're going to bring a car,
Rub it in.
some car, a car, both cars, maybe no cars. Either way, we'll be there, and we'll most likely.
when is Dory Fest this year?
Dory Fest is on the.
No idea.
Saul.
It is June.
It's June. It's the fit. Is it?
No, I don't
Is
think
that
so.
the one I missed, or is that last year's I missed?
That was what it looked like.
Memorandum.
Yeah,
Pretty
screw it.
blind.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, they're like wolf race
Sick.
wheels.
And the reason they were so expensive is because they were the best size.
They were the best size. Look.
I really like Saule as a human, but I
Yeah,
don't
they're really
really like.
Don't like those.
They're great.
wheels.
They're really good wheels. And the problem is, you don't need to take our word for it. You just need to take the word of everyone who wants to fucking buy them and why they're so fucking expensive now.
Is
Look
that
at
not
that. It's
just
incredible.
because some like
Yeah, because I put them on my car and everyone was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
he's not Adam LZ. These are fucking Blitz 03s, which let's make.
Although
be honest,
arguably there are probably less of those than there are Blitz 03s in the
quite
world.
possibly. I always felt the Blitz 03 thing. Yeah, it's a good looking wheel, but I
It's
wasn't.
not. It's not in my top.
No, like for me, a
Five.
Blitz 03 had to be like 18 by 12 ET minus 4000 for it to be like, oh, that's cool.
I just don't. There's not. I don't think there's enough things that they look good on. Like a good wheel for me is like GTR wheel.
33 was looking
Yeah, 33 with GTR wheel.
Everything.
They
Why
look
is there no?
insane.
I saw a Mark IV Fiesta with
Yeah.
GTR.
GTR
I was
wheels
like,
look
my
sick.
god, that Fiesta looks great.
And the same with Model 5s. You can practically put them on any car and they look unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's limited amount of those kind of wheels that look that good.
I think
on
a lot of that
everything.
comes down to like these are what are they 9? Are they nines?
Yeah.
So like you
17
you
by
can get you can get a skinny tire on that, and
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
like a
them look quite
205,
cool.
215.
Whereas like a lot of wheels of that generation were quite skinny, like 7s and 8s and stuff, and you were never really going to get a tire to look any good on. They were talking about tires, Carl,
tire sizes.
to make the car look cool.
He's such a patronising cunt. He's a dick, isn't he?
Oh,
He even said he
You know
shaved
what?
his beard
What
to
wheels
get
are
here today.
what wheels are on your fucking car right now?
Which one?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, which one? Oh,
Which
sorry,
one?
Carl.
Your Lorel.
I can't say.
Yeah.
You're
Yanni.
oh, wait,
The Yanni.
Which Lorel?
The Yanni.
Your Yanni. What wheels are on your
Don't
Laurel?
know.
You don't know?
No.
No idea. And you want to come to Dory Fest?
It is important. These
It's
kind of
I
important.
mean,
things.
I don't
These
know.
are the
I mean,
these are the hard hitting questions.
I have imported a lot of C33s into country. Virtually none of them drift.
Alistair's one.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We can't. I just can't. That's just. It was a troubling time in my life.
I like the damage on the bonnet and the roof. That's my favourite bit.
What that's on it now? What's the damage on the bonnet and the roof?
It's where you brought it up and you forgot to put the pins in the bonnet
I did.
and it went bang.
I did.
Yes, you
Oh, you mean it was my car and I owned it?
When it was your car, you were
All
bringing
right.
it up here.
Well, I didn't do that.
Well,
I wasn't driving it.
well, no, you were towing it.
No, it was neither. It was driven back. Leandro drove it. It was nothing to do with me.
It was
I
being
mean,
towed.
you
and
whispered.
and
No, it wasn't being towed. She drove it back from Southampton.
so the bonnet flipped whilst it was being driven.
I don't know if it flipped at all.
Oh, it definitely flipped.
And you think I did it? Or it was in my presence? I mean, bear in mind I sold the car at cost anyway, so I mean, that's
Oh,
a whole
Jesus
conversation.
Christ, Carl. It's so exhausting.
It's a nice car, though,
It's
to be fair.
It's
It
nice
was, it
that
was,
he, you know.
I'm just relaying a
is
story
instantly
that I've heard.
Alex is instantly bored if it's not about him or wheels. I enjoy that.
it had nice wheels on that, though, didn't it? Did it
Carl's
have
bored
KFs?
if he's not doing anything other than competition driving. That he's
No,
I
it's
wanna-
seemingly gone
I
bored.
want to
Never
say
said
I want
that.
to say it had KFs on it.
No, I didn't have
Did it not
KFs
have KFs on it?
It was Ali's car.
No, I know, but I thought it
I only
had
bought
nice
it
wheels.
so I
wasn't
could take a mould of the kit, and which I did, so I could fit the kit on mine because I like it.
I think it
Everyone
had a,
wants that kit as well, and it's being absolutely gatekeeped. Has anyone got access to that kit?
Me.
And have you,
Or you're
you made
gatekeeping it.
you're gatekeeping it then? Have you
For
given
yourself?
Have you made versions of it? You've made them available.
I can make them available.
You could make them available.
I could.
Why don't you then?
Well, the person that's asked me now is you, and that was it. So.
we don't even have a Yanni.
I'm pretty certain Ali's asked for that kit to be
Oh,
made.
that's unfortunate. Stock's out. Forever.
What is wrong with him?
So awkward.
Oh no, didn't it have your ass?
No, it had your ass.
No, my ass had on it. It had the
Let me
your
find
ass
pictures.
5-spoke.
Quicker than he found pictures before, but
It did have five. It did have your
It had,
spice.
Euros
No,
5
did it have
spokes. It was
those?
sick wheels.
Yeah, they were good.
I don't know if it came on them, but SSR, yeah, it came on those.
Yeah, they were.
It was them, the chrome Euros. I don't know what they are. The Euros 5 spokes, anyway. They're fucking cool.
Yeah.
I want to say NTO2s, but I don't.
But anyway, so you're gatekeeping that kit for what reason?
no, I'm not. Anyone could buy it. I was just being facetious.
Just not Alistair.
Well, it might not really work out, but let's try. But then that's only one person, so I'm not exactly.
He's probably the only other person in the country that's got a fucking
No,
Laurel.
I've imported loads of them. That's full of it. That was it when I imported it.
And
it was being driven back on trade plates and not towed.
What wheels are on the back? They are they're fake equips.
Right. Okay.
You said you know wheels, and I don't know shit.
Fake
So
equips. Yeah, so maybe Alistair
Are
bought.
they fake equips or are they cloister? Oh
not
my
gonna be
god, my eyes.
sunglasses.
They're not. They're one spoke shitters.
No, do you mean one piece?
One piece, not one spoke.
The
They
fucking
do
one
it.
spokes. Can you imagine
that
a
was.
one-spoke?
If I'm
I'd be
honest,
into
that's
that.
when it looked its best.
That's a really good kit. That.
Yes.
It had the
Absolutely.
your ass wheels.
None of this works or translates well
I
to
know.
a
I can try and
podcast.
find these pictures. The problem is
Anyway.
these are
So
business as usual.
What are we fucking doing? We're doing nothing. We're doing nothing. I'd like to say we're going to do more, but honestly, it's really hard because
You're busy.
just busy and
And the podcast take 5 hours of your night.
more than anything, I want to drive that on the road.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
really
doing a bit
miss
of.
driving on the road.
You won't do when you do now. I think you've been a while.
I know. No, the last time I drove that regularly was like 2018, 2019
yeah.
on the road, and it was that's a while. It's like five years
And
ago.
you're going to take your 3 grand wheels and bounce it down some potholes.
Well, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did regularly, but the wheel, the like I said before, the VSXXs could take a hit. I literally crashed into people with them, and they seem to.
You can relive them.
You can relive them as a worst case, but like it's not that. It's just that they're fucking heavy. That's the one downside, or not the one downside, but one of many downsides to having VSXXs is you can feel when you're trying to get
VIP
close to
wheels.
someone and you're using your fucking handbrake and then clutch kicking. You can feel the weight of the wheels as they. They regularly. What the fuck? What are you doing?
The yours not working.
Why do I even need them? I don't even
It's clearer.
Can you not hear anything?
Well, yeah, but I can hear you now because I've got ears, so I don't know why I need them.
Oh, it's so that you can adjust
clarity
the volume of your voice so that you can
I'm
not over. So if I start doing this because I can't hear what someone's saying,
speak
do you know what I
to
mean?
But also, like if I go like this, I start going like this, then I've not registered that I have moved the mic.
Exactly. But then that's
can
why
actually hear
Saul.
myself.
That's why Saul
okay.
needs to wear
Yeah,
headphones.
and I have to have them turned up so I know when I'm doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, what were we saying?
We were saying what you're doing this year, you say nothing. So you were saying I should do more drifting like you, which is nothing.
No, it's like you have the fucking budget and the time to do what the fuck we were doing.
Why have I got time?
You should sponsor us, Carl,
But
and we'll do all the driving that
you
you
got
want
the
to do.
time. Me and Saul chose to have family.
Yeah, no, I've got to rebuild
and
my car.
That has completely, and I don't resent it at all. I kind of, it's really hard because you think, oh, I can do both of these things at the same time. I can do having a family and drifting, and then you go, actually, I quite like spending time at home with my daughter. Rather spend the weekend doing that than going drifting. And then suddenly you think, well, no, actually, I do enjoy drifting. I'll do this event, and then you'll resent spending a weekend away from your daughter or whatever, and then. It's this fucking time juggling that you do, and now it seems that the time juggling has become so fucking difficult that it's really hard to say like, oh, let's go and spend XYZ fucking event in the middle of summer drifting instead of going on fucking holiday instead, because no one's been able to go on holiday for fucking years, or until last year.
Yeah.
So you haven't chosen to fucking have kids
No.
at this moment in time.
No.
Maybe you'll change your mind.
Seems unlikely for me, but yeah.
You do have a dog.
I do have a dog.
Your dog takes up loads of time.
Yes, it does actually, and space.
But you can take the dog with you, I guess, to
No.
Not really drifting.
he's
If
scared of
you're
everything.
drifting by yourself, you can't just leave the dog
Constantly see
tied up
dogs
with
at
time.
drifting.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
but
with
they always
people
say
that take
you're
them
not
with them.
allowed to, and people just do.
Do
but-
anyway.
Yeah. But my dog wouldn't. No, it's not a fan.
not a fan of drifting at all.
What dog is it?
Cocker.
Cockapoo.
Do you remember when dogs were just dogs?
Yeah.
Mine's a
Labradoodle.
Labrador.
I don't even know what
Stupid.
it is.
I've
Why
got a Vizslador coming at the end of April.
Do you remember when dogs were just?
Was just a-
I've got a dog.
Yeah.
What dog is it? Just a dog.
It's
Yeah.
a brown dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Yours is like an orangey brown
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, yeah.
Mine's like a black dog. What yours is like a
Mine's a brown and black dog.
wow.
Mine's a mixture.
I wish people would just talk like this about dogs.
It's got black everywhere, bar its arms. It's got brown sleeves.
brown sleeves.
That's all right.
Elbow
Yeah.
deep in shit.
Yeah.
I like dogs.
I know. I like. I've not. This is the longest
know,
period
I-
I've not had a dog for.
I couldn't
so
eat a whole one though.
I'll try.
But yeah.
Only in
I mean,
Japan.
I'd eat yours, no problem. I've eaten bigger meals than your dog. It's tiny.
Not tonight.
No, that's true.
It's
Meal.
pink tonight. To be fair, it's very pretty and pink.
What?
Sport dog.
Oh, do you mean?
It's like
I
It's
meant
got
about you've
spandex
eaten
on.
bigger meals than a dog. Not tonight, yeah.
No,
no,
I
no,
would know.
that's
It's
true
not tonight.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chinese man, fuck that right up.
Yeah. I'm surprised Gabby went back and got that.
Yeah,
that
I
fucking-
think
I'm not. It
begrudgingly,
seemed
though,
all the
because
whole
chili
weird
beef.
situation that was happening. I was just like,
We were very passive aggressive, Carl, when it comes to my family.
Gave us the food and the money back. Here's
I'll
the
just
food
go,
and
it's
the money.
fine, it's fine, wife. I'll just starve. You enjoy yourself.
And yeah, that Chinese around the corner as well. It's good, but probably about 2 years ago, when we first, well, it's nearly 3 years ago now, I left them the worst review.
Still going back.
Still going back. So pay as well. There was like a girl working behind the till, and she couldn't have been more than about 14, 15, and she was clearly overwhelmed. And she was arguing with people there.
I thought you were going to say overweight.
I know. I thought
She
he
was so
gonna
overweight.
say that.
She was such a fat fuck. No, she was so overwhelmed, and I felt
I only
bad.
got 3 chips. She'd eaten the rest. I didn't know what he was going to say. I was really scared.
No,
oh, mate, that's probably something I shouldn't have said on the list.
Well, and
Yeah.
then the fucking owners are just like shouting at her, shouting at other people in the thing, and I'm just like stood there like I've been there for about 40 minutes, and I'd ordered food, and I've been stood there for like 40 minutes gone by, and I just left this fucking passive aggressive shitty fucking thing.
While
saying, like,
stood there waiting for it to drop.
how about you spend less time shouting at each other and more time cooking food, you stupid cunts? Just some shit. And then obviously the following weekend went back
On the
for
low
more food.
origin Gmail.
Yeah, exactly that. Low origin left a review.
Official review.
That's what Low Origin exists for. Leaving terrible, shitty Google reviews.
I mean, I used to look at stuff and think you're just posting stuff to get people rowdy, and now it's not really like.
That's
Well, that was
pretty-
no,
years
we
ago.
can't. No. Here's the thing. We can't. You can't.
But you did ages ago, didn't you? That was a thing.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean,
No,
you'd
you're
say
talking
and
about the
post
page
shit.
that's not us. That's on Facebook. The entire internet rain posting. Everyone believes that's actually us.
No, I meant the original one.
No,
years
yeah.
ago.
To be fair, like the whole reason why the entire internet rain posting and Low Onion exist is because Low Origin used to have
Well,
opinions.
yeah, true. That's
It
true.
used to have gobby mouthy opinions.
We still
And
have
then-
opinions.
No, we do. It's just that we then would get endlessly banned over and over
Yeah,
again.
true.
And then it 2-3 years would go by, and we'd get banned for something that had happened like 3 years previously, and eventually we just went back through everything and deleted every single thing because you can't have an opinion on social media.
The last thing I got banned for on Facebook was the picture of the dude that had blown his own head off with a shotgun in a bath. But it had a massive cartoon cat over his head where obviously the hole was in his face. But the wall was just the white tiled wall was just obviously blood splattered.
Oh yeah.
And that was posted.
I'm
like,
sure you posted that, but-
2009.
Yeah,
maybe?
exactly,
And then
exactly.
got banned last year for it.
So this is the thing.
Randomly.
This
There wasn't
is-
even any likes
This is
on
the
it.
thing. Like, and the problem is because we'd both been banned or shadow banned or whatever by Facebook so many times. If we even had a slight shitty opinion that somebody disagreed with, they would then report the comment, and because we were like on the fucking edge anyway, we just get banned straight away.
Yeah, instant.
So if everyone's like, oh no, wheels are shit, like oh, fucking,
And we'd appeal it and we'd get back, but it's not the point. It's still a faff.
It just
of doing
became
it.
boring, and like it's one of the main reasons I stopped using Facebook generally. But like,
Well, now I mean, a lot of people are talking about this, so we've talked about it in person anyway. That TikTok are sort of banning and shutting accounts down for street-o drifting, as we were talking about earlier.
seemingly not even Strio. Some people are getting
Yeah, just
banned
competition drifting.
for competition.
Yeah, somebody got. Yeah, it was.
Really?
I think they were warming
Yeah.
tyres at Three Sisters the other day, and that got pulled. So yeah, but then I feel about that. There's two sides to that. So it is tricky. The social media not being able to say stuff, the world not being able to say stuff. Forget social media. You just can't say anything because we're being sort of herded into this. Don't say anything world now. It's
Don't upset anyone just
Yeah,
in case.
yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. I've said to you, like, don't say certain things on the podcast purely because not just for monetization.
It was
because
lucky because it was a long time ago. So
I said it straight away.
No,
so
I
we're
mean,
fine.
no. When I came, it was a long time ago. So obviously I've forgotten.
Well, the last time you
it-
came.
Jesus Christ! But the
Change that, Carl.
that hand
By the
is-
end of the night, you'll be okay.
That hand is so far up that
It's
thigh.
very cold, though, to be fair. It's not very cold.
warm.
It's shriveled instantly.
cold, dead fingers. Yeah, like I'll say that purely because like it's too. You'd like to think that at the podcasts. Just sit on the fucking on YouTube, and there's just more and more and more and more and more of them. And then they're like the first few that we did, where we said all sorts of fucking weird shit, and those have been demonetized, and some of them have been.
Oh no, we didn't get
blanked.
36p off that one.
Yeah, I know,
It's
it's ridiculous. But like, times change, and where.
Wait, so could we do could I sponsor this particular podcast so
If
you
you
don't
want
get
to.
paid for it,
Yeah.
and then you can just say stuff whatever you like, even if no one watches it.
We
It's
do
just-
that. We do that anyway,
You
to be
can, but
fair.
like, let's say in. I mean,
We don't for one second think, Carl, that we're getting paid for this.
Oh, wow, you guys
Yeah.
are getting paid.
Jesus Christ! Like
You guys are being paid for this?
Yeah.
No. It's.
It does receive some money for some monetization, and that will be in the quarters of pence.
Yeah, I think. I mean, my the YouTube account, this YouTube account that you're potentially watching this on now, is I set this up in 2006, which was like a year after YouTube got set up, and I didn't do it for any. I think I didn't understand how YouTube worked. I remember being at
still
my
don't understand how YouTube works.
ex-girlfriend's house. I was like, "Oh, I'll go on YouTube or watch something," because she just got not broadband, but she got something quite quick, like ISD, whatever, any old
ISDN.
internet, probably something like that. Should know that, being in networking.
Yeah, I did. That's why I was just.
And I was like, oh, you can watch things on YouTube now. So I signed up to YouTube, not really understanding that you didn't need to do that in order to
you
watch
could
stuff
just
on.
watch it, yeah.
You could just watch stuff. So it's a really old account. Downside to that is it because it's a really old account, it's strangled for things like reach. It never ends up in any of the like the posts that fucking end up getting high views and shit like that. But
We don't do shorts.
no, we don't do shorts
Don't
either.
wear
But then I'm
shorts.
not really doing YouTube in order to become a YouTube. That's not what any of
No,
us want.
it's the only place really you can put long form content
Yeah.
that's digestible and easy accessible by people. You know that because
Yeah.
most people know what YouTube is
Yeah.
and use YouTube on a regular basis. So therefore, rather than then having, because I mean IGTV was a thing for a bit. You could put long videos on.
Yeah.
But then I think that quickly got mothballed. I don't think it lasted very long.
No, it
to be
didn't.
fair.
It didn't. Well, they went the other way, didn't they? But
Yeah, then they went to the short.
I know it's
stuff.
weird. Like the views that you get, especially for the podcast, a lot of the people
Clearly,
who watch
this
pod-
cat right here is famous though. More famous than all of us.
Yeah, it's actually, this cat's had 6.5 million
No, it's more
views.
than that.
Is it 7?
Yeah, it's over 7.
Wow. Fuck that cat.
Hmm.
Doesn't get a single penny.
Nope. Neither do we.
Neither would. Neither do we.
Someone will be monetizing that cat somewhere.
What I find wild is that the Instagram monetization thing is not available in the UK. Can't monetize.
Oh,
those
really?
videos.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a bit shit.
But people in America,
Can.
people in India, Korea, Japan, some in Australia, they got. I mean, Ty talks about all the time on TikTok about how he's monetized XYZ videos, sold the rights to this video for XYZ amount for $300.
Who's
for,
that? Our best friend Ty.
Our best friend Ty Jeffries. Yeah, the Pink PS.
This is why you got no friends.
Oaktree
You just don't
Outlaws.
remember anyone. You just tell like that dude that you know. Oh, who?
That guy.
Who?
That gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got a couple of hundred. He's got 100,000
I can't tell you. I
followers
don't know. I don't
on
know.
TikTok. I don't do TikTok.
where's
I really
he?
struggle.
Australia. Gold Coast.
Yeah, he's
There's a guy with a pink S15 in the UK, isn't there? That does like street toe drifting and
Street drifting.
well, not street
Geo
drifting.
Geo
come out
by
of-
Luke.
Come out
That's
of the car
a 15
park.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
come out of the car park with tyres on fire, and he's got a chase.
Yeah,
now.
it's Geo by
Yeah,
Luke.
Geo by Luke. I didn't understand that it was Geo by Luke. I read it as
Geo
like,
bloke.
Geo block. I was like, my,
Geo
my
by
dyslexic
Luke,
mind
yeah.
was just like,
Geo
wow,
block.
that's a really
Oh, you
weird
spelled
name.
bloke wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm fucking. But anyway, the point is the YouTube side of things is it's just like documenting what we did, so that in the future when we've all decided to fuck it off, we can go back
Yeah.
and go, well, this was fucking sick. You, Carl,
Yeah.
what would you like to do with drifting?
Give up.
Mike was away from head.
Yeah.
In what way?
Well,
I'm
you're
pretty
saying you
old
can't.
now.
You're saying you can't keep on doing what you were doing. What would you rather do?
And you also said that you didn't know what to do other than drifting.
No. Yeah, which is a really
Used to do drag racing and shit like that.
Yeah, I
though.
did actually. And I can't even say.
Imagine the
something
money
that,
that's in drag racing now, though.
Well,
That ain't no fun neither.
I'm trying to think how to phrase something so I don't get flex abuse.
Just say
off,
it.
like
Just say it.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
yeah,
It's just going straight line. It's
Yeah.
just a money fucking thing.
We did 2009 before the year I bought the Laurel. We were doing something called Pro Street Jap Challenge or something like that at Shakespeare County Raceway, and we won that year in that Barricade R32 GTR we used to have.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And that
I
was
do
fully
remember
road
that, to be
legal. We
fair.
drove it to the events. It ran 10s. 0-60 was 2.9, which at the time was fast. And I did enjoy it. But now I think, as soon as I started drifting, I was like, I'm no interested in that anymore.
Well, to be fair, because that was in the corner of JDM North when I came to
Yeah.
get my car MOT'd,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
remember Jamie showing me and being like, he like pulled the cover off, and I was like,
Yeah, it's
"Bruh, that's
got a lot of the ET.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
got
it's
it.
a-
It's got
oh, really?
a
No.
RB30 now, which was built badly, and then I never rebuilt it. It's got a T51 SPL with it.
Oh, do you know what I'm just thinking now of that cool paint on that Laurel, and then with an RB30 in it.
Imagine that.
You know, this is
And then
where we
imagine-
go.
Imagine
This is
putting
how
some
we make
wheels
you
on
cool
it.
with friends. You have so
Imagine
so many friends.
The wheels fit, and you make it low, and then you're gonna have some fun with some people, and people go, "Oh, look at how cool that is."
Do you know what?
Who's driving that?
I
Is
would
it that,
do that.
Is it that really
Yeah.
cool guy, Karl Farrar?
Listen, honestly,
Farrar.
RB30 in the Laurel.
You'd say
With-
my name right and everything.
I did, yeah, I would
Yeah,
say no.
RB30 in the Laurel.
Promise.
Some either good fitting KFs or R33 GTR wheels.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
complex.
no.
No, well, I've got 2 sets of VSKs. I could make them.
You've got to make them then
20
good
mil
sizes, though.
spaces. I hate saying the word spaces, but 20 mil spaces
They
are
need bigger
R33s.
lips on them.
Yeah. Lips.
Oh,
Do you know what the current
R33s?
No.
VSKs.
Yeah.
I like the wheels. I bought them before they were cool. I just didn't.
And they look
realise how
good on a
terrible
Laurel,
offset
and they're not a wheel.
Did you
that
buy
I
them because
like.
you thought, oh, they look like American wheels?
Yeah.
Well, no, I like American
Foosh
torque
wheels.
plus wheels
Exactly.
because I like American cars. That's that's the thing.
Yeah, that's how you end up with VSKFs.
RB30
Do
in
you
the
know,
Laurel.
fully offensive. The Laurel engine tail is super sad. So I bought it with an SR in it, so you'd like that. It was Japanese. It worked. I kept blowing gearboxes, and I was like, that's annoying. But I've got a spare RB26, so I'll put that in. But as you know, people to fix drift cars doesn't really work out. So I had it fitted, and it blew up on the dyno. There was a 26 in it, and it would have been cool then. That'd have been it.
Would still be
Then
cool now.
Brad had it for 4 years, I think, to quickly swap an engine.
Didn't you
and-
put? Was that
Hey,
when
Brad.
the E9,
Well,
E39 M5 engine
No,
went in?
so initially I bought a Sora off Adam Simmons that he crashed
Yeah.
at Mallory Park, the blue one, if you remember.
He didn't
It was
crash that.
Who crashed that? Did he buy it crashed?
Nick crashed into him
Yeah.
at high speed despite the
High
red
speed.
flags.
Yeah.
That was a really awkward crash.
So I bought the engine and box out of that, and that was the initial engine I was going to put in the Laurel after the 26 blew up, keeping 6-cylinder and whatever else. And then I don't even know, some M5 came up, and I was like, I like V8s. And the
Ooh.
M5 was quite revvy. That was like 8,000 revs or something.
At like 4. Instead of 3, it was 4.
8. Suck my balls.
Yeah, well.
So, anyway, yeah, it was very much like that. And I ran it on 16s with 205s because that's what you had to use for that Drift Outlaws, was it? Oh, Retro Drift Challenge.
Retro Drift Challenge,
So
yeah.
you had to run 16
Because it was obviously of
205s.
that era when it
Yeah, yeah.
could qualify.
So we actually ran it on 32 GTR wheels because I had
Yeah.
loads of them from the drag one.
Because it's sick.
And that's what, it's 16 205. But yeah, so I was going to put a 26 in it then because I like the idea of that. And now it seems like Australia make them work all the time and we don't.
The RB30 though, are we going to have
they got
are we going to have a big height issue in the Yanni though?
No,
or
definitely not.
No, it'd
You've
be
got the
okay,
room, yeah,
right? Because it came with an RB25 in
Yeah,
it,
they do,
most of
yeah.
them anyway, don't they?
Totally,
So
yeah.
20. I mean, I know 30 is taller, but
It's it's an RB30 bottom end RB26 head.
Yeah.
It's got a T51 SPL, which is way too big, so I'd have to junk that. But yeah, I've still
do you
got...
know who Jimmy Oakes is?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's obviously just put an RB30 in his R34 GTR. Well,
So-
not GTST, sorry, but that is a wild build.
If I
If
could
you haven't
find
seen
somebody to look at the motor and tell me that it's all right, because it's been there for
it, Dave Yandel.
14 years.
Dave
Dave Yandel, if you can make a space in his availability for,
Yandel.
I know I was thinking Dave Yandel.
he's the man.
Yeah, he is the man. So if he looks at it and says, yeah, that's okay, then it's something I would be amenable to do.
I think that this is your new fun thing to do.
Could be.
This is how you
Make things
get
more
your,
difficult.
Yeah, no, this is how you
Well,
get.
Why would that be difficult?
It wouldn't be that difficult.
It would have
if it was
3
like
million horsepower.
It's
No, you
easier
don't-
than
you
just.
need- you
sorry, it's
need-
more difficult than just putting another V8.
no,
in
you need
something.
just a you need a
then I can
moderate
paint the
tune,
engine
big
bay
turbo,
nice.
moderate tune, 500 brake,
Exactly.
500 brake, road tires.
Ooh.
Good fitting wheels, cool car. You can still street. You can go do the practice days, the demos, all the
Yeah.
cool shit.
Well,
Sounds sick because people go
this-
RB30.
This is
oh
the
my
yeah. This
God.
is the problem though. Okay.
Sounds sick. Passenger car.
No.
People are like,
No.
love it.
No good for passengers.
Well, I don't. Has it got back seats or not?
No.
It's got speakers in the back, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a fucking
Still got-
amp in the back and speakers and shit.
But
Why have you got a
don't.
problem with that?
No, you don't
I
need the
haven't, I
music.
haven't.
You don't
Why are
need
you
the
saying it?
I haven't. It's just.
Just explain yourself.
It just
child.
reminds me of when I got into cars. Everyone was like, "Got this fucking
Speaker,
sub and amp and this
ice
fucking shit in the
install.
back," and I'm like, "Oh my good god!" Have you seen the price of all that shit now?
No.
Nothing.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
cheap.
giving that shit away
Well, why doesn't everybody have them?
because AirPods exist now, Carl. Nobody else wants to listen to the music. Just the person that's got it on.
What?
To be fair,
Exactly.
you don't need music when you got an RB30. I'll be honest.
Exactly. Let that shit sing. Saying that, the thing I really liked about Ty's car is that he had that fucking Bluetooth fucking boombox in the back of it. He's
Yeah,
just
it's cool.
chucked in the back.
Yeah.
And because it's hard as fucking
Yeah,
just
but-
banging around inside the back of the car, that was quite cool. I like that. And he didn't have to have a fucking stereo to.
But I also quite like the way Ty's car sounds. It's got that
Yeah.
sound to it.
Yeah, that's true. Shout,
Doesn't sound like
throaty.
any SR ever.
It's tricky knowing what gearbox to do with your RB30 though.
RB25.
one
Yeah,
that's
I
made
know,
out
but-
of ground.
No,
but
it's-
they're made
yeah.
of cheese.
The problem is if you're not... Well, you can buy a brand new one. It's cheaper
Can
to
you?
buy a brand new one. Yeah, because Ty bought a brand new one for his car, and it was cheaper to buy a brand new one from Japan and send it
How much
to...
are they?
Well, find out afterwards because this was before... Was it before COVID or after COVID?
No, it'd be after COVID.
It was mid-COVID. Yeah,
It
because it
was
was
in
after
dollar
we...
reviews, wasn't it? Like,
no,
you know,
it wasn't a
dollar
lot.
reviews.
It wasn't a lot. It was like a... Oh my God, really that cheap? And they're over here. Well,
Oh,
I mean, I sold the
comparatively.
last RB25.
I
I
mean,
bought...
like a normal gearbox because sequential just sucks balls.
So I bought a S15 motor and an RB25 full conversion kit, and before the price, before COVID and all the prices went stupid, I sold that for £1,850, and now that gearbox is probably £2,500.
I know you're saying
Which
this
is insane.
The reason it's obviously cool, so that's why you do it. But would you not be better just putting like a spec to 25, which is forged, 26 internals,
No, because it's not an RB30, Carl.
No,
You-
well,
right. So
well,
what's the RB30 doing?
just sat under my desk
And
at work?
what did it do prior
It
for the
didn't-
last
well,
8 years?
Oh, way longer than that. It's not. But basically,
Well,
JDM Garage built it. It didn't work.
Yeah.
He ripped it out. Somebody else, RB Motorsport, had it for 10 years, I think.
Wow.
And then I got it back and stuck it under the counter where you do the alarms, and it's literally sat under the counter with the T51 stuck to the top of it
So there you go. So
for
it's
the last 15
no good.
years.
It's no good as a paperweight.
No, it's not really.
So
No.
it'd be better off ripping that bullshit engine out of the Laurel and putting that in.
Hurtful.
I don't care. I'll be
Entitled
honest.
to
I'll be
opinion.
truthfully honest with you now.
Look, I get
As a
why
friend-
you have it.
As a friend
I
that
get
you
why
think
you have
don't
it because it's. We're not his friend. He hasn't got any friends.
Well, he's not good friends.
I get why you have it because it is a sort of like if I want to get in that car, I can just get in and rip in it.
Yeah, but
There's
you could-
very little maintenance. You don't have to
None.
actually. Here's the thing: you don't have to rely on any other motherfucker.
Well, that's the best
for
thing
that.
ever.
So I do kind of get that, but I feel like that car that you have to do that in would be.
It's not special enough.
It's not that it's not.
This
special
cat
enough.
is so fucking confused with what is happening.
Oh, it's really off his face.
I feel bad for that cat because I've spent like the past 10 years calling that the fat cat, and then we weighed the small cat and that cat because Gabby was convinced that the small cat was heavier than that cat, and they were both exactly the same weight.
It just doesn't carry its weight very well.
It doesn't.
that one.
It what's it called? Its back legs are like fused, so it runs with its front legs and then just like bunny hops along like a fucking big fat fuck. Anyway, that was an interesting tangent.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
RB30.
RB30. Yeah, it's easy to. It's easy. The thing is, if you have that engine, like maybe you should do something cool with it. You know, why not?
Are you going to rebuild the drag car?
That's been always the thing. But as you know, when you start drifting, that just takes over your whole life. So
But you're basically drag racing now in comps.
you are. Yeah, you're not lying. It's.
You're you're getting to the end of the drag strip and then pulling the handbrake.
Do you remember what was that? That fucking RX-7. It was a drag. It was like it's a,
Dragon Motorsport.
that one. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a drag car. It used to be a drag car. Now it's a drift car. You know. You think.
They're all drag cars now.
So then, yeah, exactly. And you think, you put some fucking slicks on that, and the thing
Just would be. Just would be.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's so weird that those two disciplines are so
Whereas
similar."
My 32 would never have been a drift car. It was literally stock shocks, stock brakes, and it worked perfectly like that because they were worn out.
Yeah,
so it
the
really
soft.
lifted up
Yeah.
at the front. And I did take it to Silverstone, do like a tracks, and took it out on track time. And they got real upset because it was drifting like the two corners we now drift, but I didn't know that at the time. And it was 760 horsepower, so it easily lit them up, all four wheels. But it was truly terrifying.
I'd love to see a 4-wheel drive drift competition, a drift competition as well. Even
The Audi
just,
videos just look
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, they
in,
do, don't they?
Gabelle, yeah, they're
Like,
insane.
why isn't that a thing? Why I put a thing on Facebook maybe 10 years ago now saying why isn't there a 4-wheel drive drift comp? And every year I put like still waiting for this to
Bump,
happen.
yeah,
bump.
bump.
This is still waiting. It never happened. I mean, maybe it's the cost of parts.
No,
and
I think it's just it's probably complex to get two cars close.
Yeah.
It's probably like
And none of
with a-
them probably drift the same way.
Yes, there's going to be so
Yeah,
many
probably.
different ways of each driver getting a car sideways in
And
that
I think
manner.
you've got double the smoke, so
Yeah, you're not gonna
double
see
the
it. Well,
visibility.
I would argue that probably most
Nowadays
European
it's-
drift cars are
yeah,
getting
it's
close to
really
that.
Yeah, like I seen that. We both
I
discovered
experienced it.
fucking-
Yeah,
Like if you're not
give Phil a
if
bit
you
of
don't
room.
start- yeah,
Give Phil a bit of room.
Give Phil a bit of room, and then it's like
Can't
no,
see.
I can't see it.
Yeah. Oh, you're allowed
If
to have your
not
passenger.
there-
You're allowed to have your passenger window down. Oh, cool! I can breathe in the car.
Yeah,
As
here
Phil just
is a 285.
erupted. Yeah, all of it in the car.
It didn't work. But yeah,
I'd be 30 in the Laurel. Work out your gearbox. I'd probably do.
get drag 6-speed out
No,
of
no,
Supra.
no. I'd probably do a BMW.
Just
But
remortgage your house.
ratios, obviously. Now, I would just do straight for a 4-1 diff in the back, and then I'd do a 350Z box. Done.
Road tires.
350Z box, road tyres.
like
Road
road
tires.
tyres.
Road tires because
I like road
everything
tyres.
else will just be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing else is then. Nothing's pushing.
And
back
just make
against
the
it.
RB sound good and not really produce power. Like, it's going to produce
So
power
it's
regardless. Yeah, so it's reliable. Put a big
That's
turbo
my
on
fear,
it, so
that's
it's...
my fear, the reliability.
Yeah, 500 brake.
Because I do taxis, and I literally turn up there at 10 o'clock, start the Laurel, drive it till 5, drive it home even sometimes.
See,
from there.
here's the thing.
See, I really want to drive the Drift Game, Fraser's old Verosa, the Drift Games taxi, because I think it would be hilarious. Like, I like taking people out as passenger. I don't know how other people. I know you probably enjoy it. I know you
I love
kind
it.
of
It's the
enjoy
best
it,
thing I
but you're
do.
also a bit indifferent. You kind of like.
I don't like doing it in my own car.
No,
It's 'cause they see it inside,
I
and it's
like.
sad.
I remember. I'd never forget like screaming while drifting and going, "Oh my god!" And then they completely shit their pants. And in the passenger, they're like, "Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening?" And they go, "We're fine." You know, just do stupid shit because they have no idea what's happening. Like
Yeah.
this is potentially their first time in a drift car.
Well, I have that a lot. Of
Yeah, just
features,
scream all
and
the
that
time.
is- I don't do that, but
I
try
do.
To do it
It's
the opposite
hilarious.
Way, but it's
Do it next time, and you see the look
There's
on their
like, oh my
faces.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, oh my god! We lost a wheel, and they're like, "Whoa!"
The thing is, you know what people do in that? They panic and they put their arm.
You just grab hold of you.
and then you do crash.
Oh, well, why did you
now
crash?
we have an actual problem.
Well, I pretended that we were crashing, and then we crashed.
Yeah. Sol told me to do
Yeah.
it.
Saul told me to
And it's,
pretend
yeah,
to crash.
check on YouTube, episode 37.
I mean, it's.
It's entirely your fault.
I've
Yeah.
always wanted to. If I had your kind of money, I would always buy a Aristo, full cage, 4 bucket seats, and just do passenger laps.
Nobody will let you take
Here's the thing.
Well, yeah, I know.
As we're touching on this, look,
Yeah,
the
I would
reality
love
is, Carl ain't gonna do it, right? Because he doesn't get
See what he's
his
doing.
fucking hands dirty
I'm
No,
definitely
no,
not
that's
doing
fine.
that, obviously.
properly. He doesn't get his
No, I
hands.
don't want to do that.
Doesn't work, even though he has the knowledge
Yeah. Fair.
and potentially the skill. Man, don't get
bit.
his fucking fingernails dirty,
No.
right?
Drives a range now.
Which means
fam.
he has to rely on some motherfucker
Which is a problem.
to fix the shit. So,
So
this
if
is
anybody,
why.
if anybody
this
wants
is
to
how,
do that,
This is how Carl ended up in a situation where he has a very reliable, and I'm not going to say fucking boring.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it's fucking boring.
Looks cool though, doesn't it?
No.
It does look cool.
What
that
wheels
car,
are on it?
That car could look so fucking
Could
cool.
look so cool. Yes. If there was, if you put one
With
word in
minimal
front of
effort,
it,
with minimal effort.
I don't hate it. I'll be honest with you. I do not hate it. It's a good looking
You
car.
could spend like an afternoon in this carport with a bunch of fucking parts, angle grinders.
No, not even parts.
Not
It's
a bunch of parts.
free. It's
Probably
literally
everything
just.
that you've got, and an angle grinder. Definitely an angle grinder.
Why would I need that?
Because you're definitely going to need to cut some shit, and you'd have such a cool fucking looking car. And I mean, you clearly wouldn't give a fuck about it, but everyone would love to look at it then, and that's
I'd enjoy that.
apparently important
Well, apparently, yeah.
to me.
But
Yeah.
the thing, so how did you come to do drifting?
Easy story. Nothing exciting. I literally was doing drag racing. Obviously, we know the tale with the RB30, so the drag racing car was sick. Paul at JDM was like, I've got this C33 Laurel, we do drifting. Didn't really know what drifting was. Went to a race course somewhere in South Wales in a car park, and he just took me on the car park and drove it, and I was like, that's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I bought it on a credit card and drove it home.
Man,
I know you're laughing
Bought
at that.
it on a credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
That's when you could buy a car.
It
Like,
was-
what was it, like $3,000?
I think it was about 3.5.
3.5 bags for a fucking.
Yeah,
And
but
then
you think that was...
it then went down from there and then rocketed up
Yeah,
afterwards.
no, it's
Yeah.
absolutely
it ever went
mental.
down.
No, it would have gone down.
But yeah, and I just thought that's amazing. I drove it home, and we drove it to Buxton like that as it was with the SR in it, and I took it to Silverstone with the SR in it. I think it's just that it kept breaking gearboxes. So then, obviously, it came off the road for 4 years. I had a 32 GTR with a 26 in it for a drift car.
Took the front shafts out, done.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that you can do that with? The
I don't know.
32s?
You could take the fuse out and it
Yeah,
just runs rear wheel drive.
runs rear wheel drive.
But
yeah.
it was
just
this
has
was actually
just has the momentum of the
Gary
shafts.
Hughes
attached.
used to own it actually.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Friend of yours?
No. I couldn't help it. Yes, he's a friend of mine. I knew where you were going. I just thought, yeah.
Right, how's everyone's fingers?
Oh, why is it cold?
No,
it
I'm
was
just-
warmer at 5 o'clock.
It
Barely.
fucking wasn't.
Did you come from like any like motocross? Did you come from nothing like that?
No.
Just got into drag racing.
Yeah, literally.
Just
somebody
had too
took me
much
on the
money.
ca-
Needed to spend it. I don't know. I'm just trying
Why
to
do you
work
think
out.
I
I'm just trying to work. I mean,
Why
tell
do
me
you-
how many cars have you got right now, Carl?
Hey, how many cars have you worked on yourself? Because I wouldn't have this or any of the other ones if I didn't
I
get
can't
my
afford to
hands
pay for someone else
very,
to do
very
it.
dirty on a regular basis. I'm going to go and take a piss.
Thanks for sharing.
Go on. What cars have you got right now?
Um,
Doesn't matter about boring stuff. Tell us about
Okay.
cool stuff.
down to 20.
Down to 20.
So we've got a cool stuff then.
Yeah.
And you might not think it's cool, so it's different. Eleanor 67,
Cool.
big block, manual, Mustang.
Cool.
That's in the shop now doing stuff. 18 van, which is old, but it's got a 350 in it, which is still alright. Got 67 Lincoln Continental convertible, so suicide
Cool.
doors.
Cool. Yeah.
Orange billet wheels, not low enough for you, but pretty low for me. Obviously the Laurel 180 Chaser. What else have we got? Audi UR Quattro Turbo,
Nice.
69 Charger.
Nice.
Amusingly, a Copen in my garage, but it's not a turbo one, so it shouldn't count. I've got two RA28 Celica fastbacks. One's left-hand drive that I'm going to sell, and the right-hand drive's from Australia that you're going to hate me when I say this, but I'm going to put a 3UZ in it.
Why 3UZ?
Just because it's going to be a road car, and after 15 years of drifting and more years of drag racing, my left leg is pretty ruined, and I just want to I'd have got a 3UZ out of a Lexus SC430 with an auto box, and I just want something I can make look cool, put some nice wheels on it, take it to shows, and be able to drive it, because everything I drive daily is auto now, really.
To be fair, we had this conversation before about Alex's new car being auto and like how it changes you, I think, when you get a comfy daily, especially auto, because it just becomes so simple. It's just right leg business.
It's really weird. What basically happens is, and it will happen, we'll have this conversation in 10 years, you get old one day and you think, why the hell would I want to change gear? The roads are shit, the traffic's terrible, and stuff that I drive, I mean, I had a 370 with a supercharger on it, I really liked it. It's a good car. I got actually abused on Facebook for trying to sell it, because it turns out I was listed and the guy who got it off didn't tell me. But I had a really heavy sort of twin or triple plate, I would guess. It was like 500 and something horsepower. It was wicked. And I drove it for a day and I really enjoyed it. I thought, this is really cool. It looked cool. It was quite low. Had a kit on it, Nismo stuff. Nice car. But then the day after, I was like, my knee is throbbing now. So for the next day, I struggle walking up and down the stairs. My knee is ruined from drifting. Because we joke about it and say, you've gone drifting a lot. And it's, now Alex isn't here. You can probably risk saying it. You said to me before, you do some cool things. But it's a toll. It's drifting, I think, is 5 years. If you want a competition drift, you're probably better off going twice a year. Like I said, 24 or 22 events in 21. And doing that for 15 years and doing drag racing and everything else, it's just ruined my body, my neck and shoulders, my knees.
We've spoke at length about probably the impending court case or the impending limitations on driving without like air-fed helmets or at least like HEPA filters on
crazy.
Helmets and
HEPA,
shit.
HEPA filters.
We came out of Castle Coombe.
Sepia filters. Talking of sepia.
From Quarry and Weekend.
Goodbye.
And in that 180. And I was blinded.
Jesus.
And it's like, and we do that all day. And then the next couple of days, you have got smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
You struggle to, you cough in the morning, you sound like you've got a cold. I say,
Yeah.
I coined it years ago and said it was having a drift hangover. And people use that as a word now. But that, that is it feels like that because you are rough, because you have got smoke inhalation. You have poisoned yourself with acrid smoke stuff if you're being boring. But and I've done that for, as we said, 15 years.
I know, and I stopped smoking. And I often think, I don't know why the fuck I bothered stopping smoking. I could have just
We're
kept smoking.
double as bad,
Exactly that.
doubly worse.
We couldn't hear you. It was
I
perfect.
think there you go.
Yeah.
That's better.
He was off. Now he's on.
No, that one's like full of water.
So Carl's got some cool cars.
He's
He's got an RA 28 fastback,
Oh no! Don't tell Alex.
right and drive, and he's got going to put a 3UZ with an auto box in it, just so he can comfortably drive it.
cool.
I just asked him why it was a 3UZ, and then we went down the route of obviously left leg is pretty knackered because of clutch kicking very heavy clutches for a long time. Street
It's tough,
car
isn't
stuff.
it? The drifting side of things, when it comes to things like smoke and stuff, is something that absolutely nobody wants to talk about. And
I think as a
probably never will
sport
be
for
talked
long
Well, it was
longevity
enjoyable when they
needs
did that indoor drifting this year. I don't know who did it, and a load of people turned up and thought it was cool and like nearly killed all the staff.
Yeah.
And it shut after the first day, and that doesn't help. There's so much stuff that doesn't help drifting.
in like when you did loads of drifting on the grass at that
No,
event.
we don't.
No, okay,
No.
wait.
Thanks. Got to mention it.
It's fine.
No, I mean, like
no
you
one's
said
talking
about
about it.
Magic Roundabout, didn't you? I think you spoke about that. That was something that
Yeah.
you enjoyed.
I did,
if
yeah.
That's something we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, I don't. Hey, look, that's not. I don't feel that was something that we all enjoyed, and then stupid people made it shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what always the problem is, and I'm not going to mention the person because, as we said earlier, I really like him. He does a lot of stuff, videos. It looks cool. He's a talented driver. He's got competent cars. The problem is then that everyone thinks, well, I can do that. No, you can't. You're shit. You can't shit. Don't do it. And you crash into somebody and you hurt someone, you kill someone, you kill yourself. That's pretty much cool. But, it's not none of it is all right. And it makes me sound old because I am. And everybody who's thinking at this point, oh yeah, boring old fuck. But it's a problem because unless you are that good, and even if you are that good, there's always something you will not see. And it's only a matter of time. It's doing the lottery every time you do it. And
Yeah.
And that is bad for UK drifting itself, which has been bad for years. A lot of people don't care as much in other countries, but we get obviously hammered for it, and everyone's getting Section 59s, and you see them getting run over at cars cruises in America, and you think this is a problem. You don't see it in anything else. You don't see somebody in an F1 car just mowing somebody down in a car park.
But the interesting thing about the takeover stuff, which was something me and John were talking about before, was seemingly all of the same cars were turning up to those, Chargers, Challengers, that sort of stuff, and
Yeah,
it was
there's a type.
apparently made, aware. I can't remember where it was from, but there was around 100 of those cars were stolen and sold for literal spare change at those events. The guy would steal, bring, exchange cash.
Yeah.
So when they got crushed and driven into a crowd or into cars, they were just Cinnabit, get out, bike on. Arsed.
Yeah.
I've had fun for a lot of money, but seemingly not a lot of money
Yeah,
to go
not
buy
that
one and
much.
write it off.
Yeah.
You're just writing it off and then just leaving it. It's not my problem. It's not my car. I've just bought a stolen car, written it off. Bye. Gone.
Yeah.
That's got worse now
But
when you think about
it's
that.
so tricky that is sort of inherently, even though it's not really drifting's fault or cause, it is sort of it sort of brings the stigma to it. Because you get to Silverstone, I'm there next week at Jackfest, and we always stay at Whittlebury Hall because it's on the grounds, and they open up the rear paddock so you can sneak in with the bad traffic, obviously, you get every year. And you might have a race suit in your hand, as Alex says, I've probably got it on, or a helmet in your hand, and they say, oh, what, you at Silverstone? And you say, yeah, I'm doing drift demos for a show. And literally the face drops. They're so disappointed that you're doing drifting. And I think it's a shame because it's super cool, and it looks cool. And it's, I got offered to do time attack taxis, and I've been offered to do other sort of driving, and I've done a bit of track driving, and it bores me. And I still love some aspects of drifting. I had a good time at Castle Combe in the Chaser last year, and I've had a good time doing other stuff at Silverstone as well. And I'm a bit of a boring driver. I probably drive at 80% because I don't particularly want to crash into me. I don't want to crash into a barrier. I don't want to crash into somebody else. So I'm always limited with that. And the Laurel has sort of conditioned me to that. Because my first drift car was a Laurel that I drove around Buxton and never damaged it at Buxton. It never got crashed. I maybe damaged a bumper or a side skirt, which will surprise you because it's so high. But it's
those fucking speed bumps were big though.
Yeah.
Those inside curbs.
So,
Things were so much worse when they got rid of them, though.
Oh no, yeah, flip.
From then to protect cars because they were rare, and I still drive rare stuff relatively now.
Yeah, I think you just now because the car has been with you for so long.
Yeah, I love it.
I think it now deserves to be RB30 and be cool. And I'm not saying this because I want you to do it, but I'm also saying this because I want you to do it because I don't think it deserves the engine that's in it.
You're probably right.
I think it's just a big fucking cop out.
Do other things, less things, but that were cooler. Like when you went to another country to go and do some drifting there, and Julian does it in his 34. And if it was reliable, and I could do that, and like we joked about it before, but Dory Fest and stuff, I think that's more what I'd rather do. Because
you have to want to fucking work on the car, though, Carl.
No, I don't.
You do.
I can't.
All right, then you have to employ someone to do so.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that.
You need to open up JD North
that's
again.
That's the thing.
Stop building cars.
Yeah.
What's that lad called? Give him a ring.
Drift Missile James.
Jamie.
No, the other one.
Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah.
What the fuck was his? What was his actual true name?
James Wollstonecraft.
James Wollston. Was it Croft Home? I just remember Drift Missile James.
All I know is that 1 minute he was selling you an E30 that was actually yours, and then I just seen him.
You remember? You don't remember? We turned up to buy a car that he was not allowed to sell when he was leaving the country.
Was it what E30 was it?
It was Cage. It was Cage.
Was it a
black one, I think.
And then he gets on
I don't think it was an estate. It might have been a Ford.
He was wanted in connection to all sorts of fucking dodgy shit.
Yeah,
and then the next thing I see, because I had him on Facebook, don't know how the fuck I'm on Facebook. And next thing I see, he's wearing a race suit, being interviewed on a track in Japan.
Yeah,
he's full Japan.
Yeah, but he's like serious race car driver being interviewed.
I don't know if we know anybody else that's been to Japan.
In Japan.
One guess.
Can't mention any of those names on this. Voldemort. We're not allowed to mention any of those names on this podcast.
But anyway, so he tried to sell me a car that wasn't his to sell.
Yeah.
And then when we came to pick it up, I think that the guy who was looking after it was like, "Carl, James is here selling a car that's yours."
He needed some money to get out of the country.
I think that's what it was.
Literally,
yeah.
yeah.
So and then he came along and was like, "This car's not going anywhere."
Country, actually.
Is he actually?
I think his parent. I don't know, something happened to his parents dying, and then he came to sort the house out and stuff, and he was living at someone's house, and there was a tale, but I did speak to him.
You did speak to him? Yeah. Wow, after all that.
Are you friends with him?
So people that like...
he hesitated, he's only friend.
He has a friend that I would classify as someone who has tried to fuck Carl over on a regular basis.
That is almost everybody in my life, so it's not
We've never fucked you over.
Oh my God.
You're really trying to get me to put an RB engine in. So
No, tried to fuck him over by buying that E30.
Well, no, because
E30
I was a complete victim in that situation. I just turned up to buy it.
We turned up with Kevin, didn't we?
Yeah, Kevin. We
were
didn't have Kevin
off.
long.
We were pissed off because we turned up in the truck and we drove
upset.
all the way from Stockport to Bury.
Yeah, dead far, yeah.
Yeah, well far. I mean, in Kevin, in a NA,
I mean,
Smiley Transit, that is a million miles.
It
might as well be.
A fucking ambulance. At that
point, he didn't.
50 miles an hour was redlining at like 4,000 RPM.
He didn't. He had his still standard axle at that point.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well,
he was well slow.
Fuck that fucking Transit. But anyway... So your only friend in the world is somebody who has just fucked you over.
Drift Missile James. Oh, be nice to see him.
Yeah, I liked it when you won't remember this, but we had a 34 which Julian Smith bought because he used to own it years ago. It came from
The
Ireland.
4-door.
Yeah, it was a silver one with whatever the stickers are down the side, but it was a famous thing in
Blitz.
Japan.
Yeah.
No, the other one.
Oh, right. That was white, that one, I
Oh,
think.
it was white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a silvery grey one, and I took it to Buxton and drifted it on the Saturday, I think, and I was going to drift it again on the Sunday, and then James was up there with a girl who worked with me called Lucy, and they were like, "Oh, do you mind leaving the keys because we're going to sleep in it's freezing?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And James, obviously being James Cock, because that's what his nickname was, took it round Buxton and just skidded it round the streets of Buxton in the evening. And then people were like, "Yeah, you need your 34s literally drifting around Buxton." It was a Nismo stickers and kit on it, and but it'd been in Ireland, so it had like an exhaust screamer straight through the bonnet on this 34.
Nice.
Standard.
Nice.
But it had no cage or anything. I just kicked its head around Buxton on the Sunday. But yeah, he nicked that and drove it around there.
Wow.
Buxton. That was a James Cox story. I've got so many stories about everybody. Just horrific.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how this guy was in your life for such a long time.
You mean why he's in my life now?
Is he still in?
No, he's not. I just literally somehow saw him on something else. He'd messaged me and he was just like, "Oh, I'm back in the country." Because life's too short. I mean, Jesus. If I go, I'm not going to speak to anybody who's ripped me off for money or done some shit that I've paid him for. I'll just sit here and freeze. Cause
You with us,
you
though.
are doing.
Yeah, no. Look for longer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, on that, should we start wrapping this up? Because I am fucking freezing cold.
So much warmer hours ago.
How long have we been recording for?
Well, that's pretty good, to be fair. That's gone
That's
fast.
a good podcast.
Doesn't feel like
Doesn't
that.
feel like it
Doesn't
at
feel
all,
we
does
talked
it?
about anything that
Well,
matters about from
No, this is
That's
like...
a good thing. That's a good podcast. A lot. What I've realised recently is when you look at views and view times for the podcast, and something I've discovered recently, some people are listening to the podcast to sleep to.
Oh, fantastic.
So if you've listened to this far and you are asleep, and maybe it's just 2 hours. Let's say you fell asleep at like 11 o'clock at night, and it's now creeping on 1 o'clock in the morning.
Just scream down the microphone.
Yeah.
Wake 'em up.
I was tempted, but it is also like 10:30 here, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, just have a lovely.
He's in the corner. He's in the
sleep.
corner. He's in the corner. He's in
Yeah,
the corner.
he's
He's
in
in
the
the corner.
corner.
Oh my God, he's in the corner.
Your
He's coming
sleep
closer.
paralysis demon is Saul.
Here he comes. 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 Here he comes.
Scary feet, scary feet. Anyway, if you are having a lovely sleep to the podcast,
Thanks for listening.
thanks for
Drift
listening.
Radio.
Drift.
We all appreciate it.
sleepy time.
Pissy
yeah.
pants. Pissy pants. Pissy pants.
And
Pissy
remember,
pants.
drift
Pissy
like
pants.
Alex and Saul. Don't drift at all.
Not
Save
at all.
money.
That's how
Save
you.
money. That is how
that's
you
how
save
are successful
money.
at
Hey,
Or
drifting.
in fact,
Nope.
have children and then you can't afford to drift.
That's pretty much the other
Yeah.
side of things.
No, none of us can afford to drift. Cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
We got past
even
the
talk
point of
about
selling
that.
our cars.
What, the cost of living?
Yeah, why not?
There's no cost.
It
of
doesn't
living
affect
crisis.
you, Carl. You're too rich.
I'm not. I've just got
He
a
was
lot of
telling
cash.
me, I had to evict someone the other day. Fucking.
It was today, though.
It was.
Sad.
Yeah.
It was Alex's fault.
I had to, how is it my fault?
Because he fitted such good camera system.
You could
well
find out
secure,
who it was.
That, I could tell you exactly what they'd done wrong
Yeah.
all through the night.
Amazing.
So Alex is actually responsible
Yeah.
when someone's homeless now. So yeah. Oh, you like that?
It's those parabolic microphones.
Hashtag, what would I go do?
Yeah. What would
Hashtag
Dango
what-
evict you? There's a new meme. What would Dango do?
Cost of living
Evicted.
crisis.
I have people that
Carl's-
I didn't
Carl's-
evict anybody. I have people that do stuff like that.
Carl's.
See, that's how
Carl's got
rich he
like
is.
a-
He doesn't even get his fingers dirty when it comes to his tenants.
Oh Christ! Got a couple of dice, just like, what should we charge him for rent this week? You're evicted.
The numbers are
If
in.
it's a six.
I'm sorry, votes are in.
Hey, listen to my podcast where I talk about the cost of living crisis. You fucking cunt.
Double six. Evicted.
Snake eyes.
Oh, fucking
anyway,
hell.
anyway, sorry.
It's perfectly fine.
I know you aren't some terrible kingpin twat bag.
Well, you do.
Not really.
I think we're probably maybe your only friends, Carl. We're not
I
even your
appreciate,
friends.
I appreciate both of you.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
Carl's
actually, no,
tenants
we're
is
not his.
friends.
He won't consider us friends, but we consider him
Yeah,
friends.
Well, I've always liked.
You're
Well,
our,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
our friend.
And I've always liked Alex, whatever anybody says about him.
Yeah.
I mean, considering you like Drift Missile James, it's low bar.
I didn't say I
Really?
liked him. I said I spoke to him.
Well,
it's completely different.
Considering the
You
circumstances.
did say you considered him a friend.
I don't know. He's just.
You're so
he's
confused,
just
Carl.
Damaged. Oh no, I am. I'm really broken as a human.
Jesus Christ. Right, anyway, look.
Anyway, we're stopping this.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
this
it's going to
far.
carry on for another 45 minutes.
Yeah,
now.
I appreciate you.
Please visit the store. Please subscribe. I mean, don't. Just subscribe. Don't subscribe. Subscribe. It doesn't really matter. And visit Carl's body shop called
BM Motor Buddies.
not BM Motorworks.
But we are going to call it Church Street Customs. And
Church
the
Street.
stuff that we did the Laurel for, we are actually going to promote that this year.
Okay, what in
When he's got an RB30
Wait,
in
are you
it.
changing the name of the company?
We're going to get T-shirts, logos and stuff. We're going to call it Church
Nice.
Street Customs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why we did the airbrush on the Laurel to start it. So yes, I should fit better wheels, lower it, and make it.
You
cool.
should.
And fit an engine that people are interested
So
in.
is the idea that people can come and maybe get that sort of work
Yeah,
done?
100%.
Like the
Stuff we'll do it now.
That's quite cool.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Probably first, maybe second. You know,
First.
third.
We need to have a conversation about your engine choices, and then we're good.
Wheel choices.
Wheel choices, engine
Wheel
choices,
fitment.
ride height.
Just bring it here. Like it's literally an afternoon of work, Carl. And your fingernails. You know, you can clean your fingernails. You don't have to keep them clean 255,000 days a year.
I'm a bit crazy. I kind of do.
No, you don't.
I'm a bit mental.
That's what
You
Saul
can get
Figure's
dirty.
for.
You can
the
get them
amount of
dirty.
times I've nearly crashed in a car trying to clean stuff with wet wipes because it bothered me whilst trying. Drift cars.
You don't
You
need to
need a
keep.
Tesla.
You don't need to keep your fingernails clean. You can work on your cars. You know, you can do stuff. Anyway, right. Thank you very much. This has been the Lorigin Podcast. This has been Karl Farrar.
Fra.
I've been Alex. That's been Saul. And that's Jono who wants to go to bed now.
Yeah.
bicycles.
Drive. for
Yep.
Bye.
2 hours.
Love
Bye.
you,
Goodbye.
love you. Bye.
Bye.